Are we live? We live, right? Oh, we are live. So we welcome everyone to the closing argument. Another edition of the closing argument. Today is Friday, February 23rd. 23rd? Yeah, 23rd. About into the 23rd?
Yes, today is the 23rd.
Yeah, Friday, February 23rd, 2024. And there's another edition of the closing argument. Uh, Today promises to be an interesting show. We will be having as our guest the international award-winning movie artist, uh, Gregory Artus Frank will be our guest tonight. He'll be telling us more about his movie. I don't know, Brandon the Bush. So we'll be discussing later about it today. Looking forward to having him on tonight. And as most of us on the weather, but we're trying. We got to make it for Liberian people, so we'll keep it up. That about Peabody, what's up, man? How's everything at your end?
Man, it's well. Everything is going well. Everything's going well. Good to be back here on the closing argument. It's good to be back and on this beautiful, beautiful day. So we're looking forward. It's a great show today, man. Great show. I'm looking forward to see what's happening in the country, Liberia, the the illegal use of power to remove people from tenure position. All of that. We will discuss that. Discuss it. So,
Yeah, it's true though. The issue about tenure position. Today, the legal advisor to the president, Bushu Ben Keita, he he was on at the Ministry of Information press at the press executive national press briefing, trying to justify the removal of tenure officials, and because the people were engaging, we called on him people actively involved in politics. But you do not have an ombudsman to monitor that aspect of the law. So, in the absence of that, I don't know, is trying to play politics. But Bushu Ben Keita should be aware, should be mindful, because if people start to also hold him for being involved in the war, there was a man who was special assistant to General Ahaji Nkrumah during the Liberian Civil War. He served as special assistant to General Nkrumah of Ulimo K, and he later on was appointed during the factional arrangement as LBS Director General. Maybe he thinks some of all we're not aware. We know that. So we try to hold him. So why should he be occupying such a position in the office of the president of Liberia as legal advisor? A man who was involved in the Liberian Civil War, actively involved too. And he wanted to question people about who's serving the country because of politics. I think he should be very mindful. I don't think that's where we want to go. The same man is in the news again of interfering in an ongoing legal matter at the court, and he was justifying it today too. He's not a lawyer for any citizen. He's a legal advisor to the president. He should be advising the president on legal matters instead of him interfering and flexing his muscle as if he's a law and gospel. But I don't think we're sitting in line to just come up with these kind of reckless comments and think that he will get away with it. No. So we just want to make sure that he's aware that we're aware of all his activities too. So I hope he's aware of that. And I don't think that the way he's proceeding is the right way. So he'll be mindful. he's and I'm happy that the president, the justice minister, I think he had his confirmation yesterday. I'm sure he'll be confirmed. Someone who is highly respected, considered Oswald Sweat. Hope he will advise the president in the right manner how to proceed. And the president should not listen to the legs of Bushy Ben Keita. If Bushy Ben Keita, he advised General Nkrumah during the war. He wanted to advise the president. The president should not even have him in office. So I hope he getting the message. We would not leave him. We'll be on his back. But guys, welcome, guys.
Thank you. It's good to see you. Good to be here. Look forward to another fascinating conversation. I want to thank all of the supporters, those who have joined us. Thank you. And it's good to be here. It's Friday, so it's always a good thing when the weekend comes around. A lot to discuss, a lot is happening in our country. And we look forward to sharing our own perspective on what is going on. I heard you speak about Bushiben Keita. Um, you know, we've seen this movie before. We know how this movie starts. We know the intermission. We know those who, when they start the movie, growing up, they used to have the action movies. The guy who tends to be overzealous in the beginning of the movie. The ones who want to flex their muscles very early by the time the show starts. I mean, not say movie, I mean say show. So how people can understand what I'm saying. When the show starts, when you go in the video club, when the show starts, there's always that guy who in the action movies, there's always that guy who tend to come across as he's going to be the hero in the show. And he ends up getting killed in halfway in the movie. So it's very important to say, and it's interesting to see. I listened to the legal advisor to the president today, and for a moment I thought I was listening to a gangster.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the only way I can describe this. Even if you're saying things that are grounded within law, there's a way you say it. This is not, like you said, Tomalin, they're not you limo care, they're not the war days, where you listen. This is a political dispensation now, where people are very careful in how they communicate. We live in the 21st century. We live in a society that is technologically in tune with governance. Citizens are listening. When you are the legal advisor to the president and you come across as a gangster, saying, let the message go forth. We will not be bounded by what the thing by 10 years. Well, did you talk to the president? Because the president was the president of the Liberian Senate when tenure was introduced in our body politic. I don't know during Taylor time anything called tenure. I don't remember during the interim arrangements anything that were called tenure. It was the Unity Party government that initiated tenure in our body politics. Because and rightfully so, because the soul and spirit and intent of tenure position was to protect those institutions from political influence, from direct influence, from strong arming. But what I saw Bujuben Keita try to do today. So what is the message Bujuben Keita is sending to the country? He's sending to the country that if you are not a sympathizer of the Unity Party or a worshiper of the Borkai doctrine, you cannot serve in the Liberian government. You cannot serve your country. Yes, it's a difference from believing in the president's agenda, but you don't necessarily have to threaten people and make statements, inflammatory statements like he did today. It is wrong. It is wrong. And he should be called out. If I was President Joe Borkai, I don't know, I would be afraid of Bujuben Keita after listening to him today. I mean, like I said, maybe he think this is the warring faction days. Maybe he think they are the Accra Peace Summit. Those days are gone. We have a whole generation of kids, Tomalin, who don't even know about those days. And we're not going to let them to be reminded. So I just hope and pray that but like I said, we've seen this movie. We've seen the first half action heroes who ultimately get drowned in the middle of the ocean because they will take the fall. This is wrong. This is a government that is complaining about resources. But Benjamin Keita said today, we may pay you off. We will pay those who won't pay off. Did he write the Constitution? Did he? I mean, listen, guys. Anyway, but we look forward. We're gonna dig deep into this thing, and have some firm conversations about it.
I mean, he trying to interpret it. He want to be. I mean, I understand him, but I think that people should start to protest to get out of the president's office, because that man, he was involved in the Civil War. He was, I don't know whether he was a general, because he was special assistant to the General Krumah. He only became a LBS boss, and he had a audacity to be in front of in the president in the press conference to talk about people will not get paid for if that comes to that point. Nah.
But you see, Tony, when it's in a favor, then the law is illegal. Then it's not the right thing to do. But they sat there, like Ben said, when Joe Baca was the president of the Senate, and that law went under them. They passed it and everything. But now it's not in the. I mean, yeah, it's not in the favor. So we should just cancel the law. We should disrespect the law. We should illegally do things. Buju Ben Keita is not the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia. He's just a
he's just a legal advisor to
the president. So he should not be coming out and trying to threaten people that he persecuted now, or he would do this, or he would do that. I mean, I don't think his statement did even reflect the view of the president of Liberia. And
we would take it as until the president can provide clarity to Peabody.
Yeah,
I think that's only fair.
The governor office, Buju Ben Keita shouldn't be a legal advisor to the president. He has to be demobilized or what they call rehabilitated, because he said there you making such a comment.
Why you sitting there threatening the citizen? You see, why you want to threaten the poor citizen of Liberia? Who are you? You're not even the Solicitor General, okay? You're not even a justice minister to come out and be making comment like that. I think he need to be called out. And he need to retract his statement. He need to be called to retract his statement, because that statement was too sickening. A very sick statement. He need to come up and retract his statement. Why you be getting out there and threatening the people? You're not even bending power too much. You're getting out there acting like you are the Justice Minister of the Republic of Liberia. You want to come up now and start saying what will happen, what they will do, or we may even pay you, or we may even do that, stuff like that. The law is the law. Those people have tenure position. Let's be honest here. You can't just illegally remove them like that and want to spend 2-3 million and say we'll pay them off. Pay who off? Where you get the money from? Where you get all that money from to waste? Those people are entitled to that job, and I understand the Supreme Court has even interpreted that law before. It went before them and interpreted it, and those people stay in power. So there's no way he can get out there and try to threaten people. You're not the justice minister, my friend.
And there is, Lofa, before you come in 30 seconds, there is this notion about people wearing political party campaign materials, because I think he was alluding to something like that regarding this cost issue. Well, Mr. Keita, the first thing you need to do is to advise the president to appoint an ombudsman. Until an ombudsman is appointed in Liberia, the code of conduct is virtually a tool that is virtually a tool that literally has no enforcer. It's like you saying the police, it's like you saying you're trying to investigate a crime without the police. That's how it sounds, But I just wanted to say that, and then Lofa can come
in. Again, good evening to everybody, especially our listening audience and followers. Please do us a favor, share the video. Your friends are not our friends are not yours. So the more you share the video, the more we get other people to be a part of the conversation. That's the least you could do. We are also on YouTube. I will share the YouTube link here. That way you can have access. And please do not forget to subscribe, as well as please do not forget to join us with the Cash App. Whatever financial contribution that is made. We highly appreciate. We appreciate that. Ben, and everybody else on here. I mean, Tomalin, Dr. Peabody. You know, the reason why this individual, and I see people asking for us to replay the conference, at least his part of it. I think it would be fair after Arthur's Frank is done. Hopefully, we can play for people to listen to, and then hopefully we can all analyze this together. The reason why the likes of this individual will exhibit such behavior is because we are yet to establish the War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia. Okay, so these individuals, these perpetrators of war crimes, and not just war crimes, but economic crimes as well, feel untouchable. They feel like they can say anything and get away with it. They feel like they can threaten the rights of people in the country and get away with it because they have a proximity to people in government. And in this case, it would be his close proximity to the president. And I can challenge all of you on here today. The president would not condemn that statement. If the president, as a matter of fact, I want to say that that statement came directly from the president. Until he comes out and condemn it or make some clarification, I have no reason not to believe that that statement came from President Joseph Boakai. Not taking into consideration he was part of the government that instituted that tenure of the laws and everything else. But you listen to your legal advisor literally step in the faces of innocent Liberians simply because he feels like he has that proximity to the president and is overly protected. So he showed no remorse. He's behaving as though we are back in the war days when they had control. Because all of us have not done our part to make sure that we continue to push for the establishment of this War and Economic Crimes Court. That's why, what's his name? Bushy what?
Bushy Ben Keita.
Bushy Ben Keita? Yeah. That's the reason why he will sit and make these kind of derogatory statements about people who are in government, people who are providing services, because he feels like the gun is still close. It's not too far from him. He can easily run back and grab some of his colleagues and still share bullets with them, and they can come back and threaten innocent people who know what he was doing in the dark yesterday, for which he feels like he can exhibit this kind of behavior. I'm not surprised that these guys are doing these kind of things. Don't forget, during the election, you saw the guy butt naked. Wasn't he the rescue soldier? This is a man who claimed that he repented. He was not a man of God, but he became a rescue soldier, not a rescue pastor, not a rescue son, but a soldier. All right, and he was threatening the peace to some extent. So to see that Mr. Keita or Keita, whatever he is, to come out here and threaten people's job because he is considered himself a legal advisor, it's sad. And I think every Liberian should frown at it. But often, what we will do is we will sit back and remain quiet until these things step closer to us, until they're well within range from where we are. Then we'll start to complain about what is really happening. But I think all of us should frown on it and call on President Boakai to make sure that he condemned that statement that was made. Something should be done about it, because this is the beginning of something that they themselves will not be able to control. When other people start to retaliate, then you will say people are being disgruntled. It is not the issue of being disgruntled. It is okay if you want to carry on something that is constitutional, but like Ben rightfully said, you should be civil in the process. And somebody said here he was just being blunt. That wasn't being blunt about nothing. That was some level of ignorance, shared ignorance. That's what he exhibited over there. So that was not an idea of being blunt. No, he wasn't. But again, these are the people we chose to give power to. People who came to authority by the barrel of the guns. So they feel like the guns are no far from them, so they can do these kind of things. It's sad that we have to experience these things.
Our guest is ready. We can bring him on, Lofa.
Is he ready? Oh yeah, he just got in. No, he's not here yet though. He's not in the back yet. I'm still trying to get in contact with him. Once he gets here, I will bring him on.
Yeah, I just in contact with him. I just sent him.
Yeah, he's not in the back. Tell him to hit enter studio. He's yet to hit enter studio. He thinks he's there, but he's not there yet. Got to complete the process. Just hit enter studio, and then you will get in. Let me see if I can get in direct. All right, there you go. Oh, that's not even him. That's Peewee. Let me see if I can get. Let's mute yourselves, please. Mute yourselves.
Okay, we're still waiting for our guest.
Yeah, we're still waiting. You guys can continue to talk. Let me see if I can get in contact with him.
He's situated. We're bringing in. We said the guest tonight is Gregory Atus Frank Senior. He's an award, the national award-winning artist, movie artist. He's the movie now that is hitting the chart, Breaking Up the Bush, directed by Gregory Atus Frank Senior. It's indeed hitting the entire globe right now. Everyone is talking about this movie, and he'll be telling us the background of these movies and also more about this movie. And we encourage everyone to go and watch this movie too.
Right.
To promote him, to promote our own artist. He's done a great job, and right now I'm telling you, people. Is he?
Right now he's. There you go. Right now, Atus is the most celebrated Liberian. If you
the most celebrated man, I want to welcome Mr. Gregory Atus Frank Senior, and the international award-winning movie artist with this movie Breaking Up the Bush, Mr. Frank,
former representative candidate.
I want to say welcome.
I think he ran for office, right?
No, he didn't pursue.
Oh, he didn't make it? He had love in his face, but he didn't make it. He didn't make it.
Okay. You close. He loved it, but he had to.
I want to welcome him to the closing argument.
They beat him massively.
But Frank Lowe, we're good to see you, man. The people Liberians have tuned on Hard FM, True FM. We are live all over the local stations in the country. Who are watching around the globe. So I want to say welcome, and I think the guys can introduce themselves and we'll go around the table, and then we can get this going quick. So we'll start with Kevin.
I just do my favor. Come up closer to the camera a little bit so the audience can see you. You appear to be like a little far from the camera. Can you come a little closer to the camera? There you go. Perfect. So your people can see you. Perfect.
So guys, that's the introduction, and then we can get it going. Chairman Ben, Lofa, Peabody, Peewee, and Robert, let's get going. Chairman?
I should start? Okay, good. Yeah. Frank, it's good to see you, and congratulations on the success of the movie. I did get a chance to watch it. By the way, I thought it was very, very fascinating, the storyline. I think you guys did an excellent job. Did I read somewhere that it was your wife who was the director or the writer of this story? I think I saw something on Facebook. I wanted to just be sure about that. Is it true that she was the writer behind the story, or was it you also?
No. Firstly, let me say thank you so much for welcoming me here. It's an honor to be here. All my life, my first opportunity. I'm a bit nervous because I'm trying to get into a high political arena, but nevertheless, no, my wife wasn't the one who wrote the story. She was the one who brought the idea of the story.
Okay, great. Okay, so first of all, it's a fascinating movie. With the limited resources, production was really good. The actors also, you guys did a great job to bring to forefront an issue that continuously is hunting our society, especially. And I have daughters, and so that's why it spoke personal to me, right? Because I'm thinking, just imagining my daughter being in a situation, in a situation like that. So I want you to talk to the country about what inspired you to do this. Like, you could have made any movie, right? There's so many things happening in Liberia. What inspired you to take this particular story and to bring it to the big screen?
Thank you very much. I think The genesis of Breaking of the Bush started sometime in 2013. And it started with I think my little daughter who played the character Riadine. She was about 3, 4 years. Yeah. So we started, my wife and myself brought the idea. Initially, the idea was about parents who go pick their children out late from school. And then as we went on, we started to embark in other different scenarios. And the scenario of the FGM came into place. And that scenario was, for me, was not just a film we were shooting. We were looking at it from the educational point of it, how we can educate a lot of Liberians, because a lot of people have heard what's called Sunday Society, Sunday Bush, FGM, but the interpretation is just different. So in the first part of the film, we introduce to you what are they perceiving. They perceive the Sunday Bush is about FGM, but we have the inside of the bush that we talk about not just FGM, but there are other things of the Sunday Bush too. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So what actually prompted the idea has been basically on what message can we put out there to the public? What film that we can give to Liberians that even the next 2 decades to come, people can be able to learn from. So I think it's around the educational aspect of it, and that was what we're key on. I mean, like there are a lot of films we could have done, like you said, for educational purposes, but at the time, I think it's been like key on the prevailing situations in our countries and the rest of the world. So that's why we chose that storyline.
Thank you. And I'll stop there and then because we're a lot. So let's let everybody get a chance to come in.
Yeah, Lofa, and let's go around the table.
Well, Frank, once again, great to have you on here. Thanks for the work done. Great movie. Uh, I was opportune to watched it, I think, last week or the week before. I'm not one of those big fan of African movies because I think people sometimes they overact. But this movie in itself made me to now start watching African movie. To be honest with you, I started watching African movie. As a matter of fact, I made it my duty now to keep following the lot of the story and being a father of beautiful girls. I think you told the story in a great way. I want to be very much appreciated to you for telling our story and bringing our culture to the rest of the world. Today, I can say that you are one of the most celebrated Liberian around the world. Believe it or not, I think you did a great job. My question will be: in the process, while you were contemplating on the production, what were some of your fear, or were you afraid that the culture probably would have reacted negatively, or the society would have reacted negatively, or what was your fear at the time, or if there was one anyway?
Well, honestly, I never had fear. I think the team I was working with, they had a fear. I never had fear because I I'm an actor, I'm a producer, and once I'm doing a film, I don't just do a film for entertainment's sake, for you to just go and watch. I do a film that speaks to the heart of people. So I knew this film was going to come out. I know that I was prepared for the worst of it all. So even if it had come out in a negative vibe, I knew I prepared myself already to accept that. But again, on the other side, I wasn't afraid because I knew that Liberia had already affixed a signature to the ban of FGM, and Liberia should be is one of those countries, quote unquote, that should be promoting FGM. So I think educational wise, we could have taken the film from that level, trying to help propagate some of the issues when it comes to the FGM, the the international communities and other things, and see Liberia on the brighter side that we have extended our voice to the many voices on the issues of FGM. So fear wasn't ready on me because I know I was speaking to the hearts of my audience.
Yes, thank you, Atus. Basically, I'm one of those. I really love African movie. To be very frank, I'm a politician, but I spend most of my time looking at the African. I want to believe by this movie now, maybe your next political line, it will give you some political capital from this movie because the viewership is extraordinarily huge. I seem to go back quickly with you. The purpose of coming out with a movie is first storytelling, entertainment, cultural expression, and then we come down to commercial purpose, right? Then you intend to move. I was very thrilled by this movie on the most serious note. Man said that from the perspective of the culture, I do have girls, children, and I'm one of those that been pushing this very, very, very heavily in the country. But thank God we now rectified this process in terms of legislative business in our country. But one of the things I was trying to go back both to education and that of I do see the cultural expression from that perspective. But coming back to the commercial purpose, and I listened. I seem to be corrected that you decry some of the issue coming up about the way people are going about the new movie. What mechanism are you putting into place, or the Liberian government putting into place, or you try to push the government to put into place to protect this issue so they can get some commercial value so that you use that in elevating our film industry? Because my fear is that the fact that you just did this is proliferating now. Do we have a kind of a protection mechanism in our country to protect you guys in the film industry, basically?
Well, the last time I checked, I was the president of the film industry, and I think it was during my administration, well, prevailing persistent. We had to have the copyright office at that point in time. I think it's the copyright office. That's when they initiated the whole process of the copyright office, bringing forth an executive director. So to see how best you can put some protection of our intellectual rights in place. I was still the president of the film industry, and we managed to have gotten such a seizure from the court to work along with Commerce Ministry, the Library Intellectual Property Office, and the Labor Ministry, and Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. We worked with all of these government entities and agencies to make sure that we see how we can um, confiscate some of those uh, pirated goods on the Liberian market, minimizing them and prioritizing the Liberian content, meaning enabling producers, local producers, to be able to shoot good content. But the last time I checked, uh, you, everything just went under the table and we're back to zero. So I am hoping that this government will really come to the aid of filmmakers because this is where we live by. This is what we do. We invest in, and I'm also hoping that the legislative will see that the need for the film industry that creates job opportunities for lots of Liberian and creates revenue for government. If they look at it from that perspective, then they are ready to give it certain leverage of protection and invest into it. You see, I mean, some 2 3 decades ago, we were always looking at Nigeria as 419 country and oil and gas and what oil and gas. That's what we really knew Nigerians for. But now Nigeria is a big deal. You just use your phone and Google how many revenue that Nollywood generates for government on a yearly basis. I believe with a start, the film industry alone can be able to generate at least 1.5 to 2 million on a yearly basis. And we know how to generate this funding, provided we are protected. If I am shooting a film in Liberia and I spend $22,000 to shoot a film, and 100,000 person buy that film from me for just $1, I make 100,000 bucks. The 100,000 bucks I'm making, I'm not going to take it outside of Nigeria. It's going to be right here. It's able me to go back and do a lot of productions, and not just to do a lot of production, but to pay my taxes, to take care of every other regulations that I have to do as far as government is concerned. Also register my films. I
Yes.
have to get lots into it that we can get back to the country. But as it is right now, Liberia, there's nothing much I want to speak to breaking up the bush. The only thing I'm doing, I'm trying to get my guys on the field to say if you catch anybody, put some announcement out there. If you catch this person, please call my number. We'll take them to the police. We'll do this and this. That's all we're doing. But some of these things don't require money that I believe. It just requires the government to speak. If the governor comes out and the legislature comes out now and say anybody who sell movie that does not belong to you don't have the legitimate right to sell it, and you are caught, you go to 7 years in jail imprisonment or probably say $25,000 fine. Everybody will wash their hands off because people will be afraid of doing such business. Imagine me in a country and they know I'm here and they're still brave to sell the films that I just spent money to produce. So it boils down to the protection of our government. If the government didn't believe in Hollywood, they wouldn't have invested to give a level of protection. The same as Bollywood, now we're in Nollywood. So until our government can really give us that level of protection, trust me, we'll not be struggling about the prioritization of our culture when it comes to films we not struggle because there will be as far as I'm concerned, Liberia is a virgin country when it comes to films, and we can produce hundreds of stories in different forms and ways, showcasing our cultural heritage and to the world. Let the world know what we're made up to. So for now, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to get my guys in to see how they can sell, but I'm still going about it. So we also trying to do like it's more like a competition thing now. Since they're selling to what they're not supposed to sell, let me go and start selling my own. So we're trying to see how we can put the film on the market by Monday and get it out there so we can get some at least couple of cents.
That's good.
Frank, let me. Oh, oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
let me comment. So I'm Robert. It's great to have you on, and I'm really amazed by what you've done. The fact that you have, in your own way, succeeded in the film industry in the largest market in Africa, which is Nigeria. You and you were still able to return to Liberia, right? You did not forget your roots, and I'm inspired by that. You spent $22,000. My fiance and I did watch the film, and the first thing she asked was, "Is this on Netflix?" And we went on Netflix. I kept hearing people talk about it, and I was like, "Well, we got to watch this tonight." And we went on Netflix last week, and we couldn't find it. And then someone said to me, "Go on YouTube." And it was on YouTube. But what caught my attention was that it was broken down in different parts, as if it was filmed that way. So you have part one, part two, and part three. And then I noticed that the reason why it was like that was because it seemed like it was leaked, right? But the production and the quality was still stood out, you know. And so yeah, I liked the acting in the movie was superb. It was great, uh, and 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 everyone talk about the culture. I'm not going to speak to that culture for particular reasons, but I want to speak to the investment that you've made, and the expansion of this investment. Because I mean, it's the first film, right? Now we look forward to what's next, and we're willing to give our own $1 because we watched the film already. And so the question I want to ask you is, for Liberians who've watched the film on and who's willing to support you, how can we, because it's already out there, it's going to be difficult to actually get people. You can stop it now, but it's already out there. For some of us who've already watched the film and would like to support you, whether it's $5, $10, we want to pay you for your work. How do we go about doing that?
You're muted.
I think muted.
Sorry. Good. So thank you very much for that question. For me, that question means a whole lot to me. Trust me, not just me, but my entire team. Because our hands are open up now to see how best who's going to be that person that's going to come, or those people, or group of people, or what have you, that's going to come and say, Frank, Don't just look at it as we helping Frank. Let's look at it as an investment. Let's invest into this. Frank, I have 10,000, I have 20,000. Let's invest into it. When the movie comes out, let's see we can do this and do this. We work together as a team so I can get my 10,000 and get some profit and things out. It is an investment, and definitely everybody will get a share. So what's the name? There's a lady called Glendy in the US. She called me and she says she wanted to open a GoFundMe page, and she opened something on Zelle and the mobile money. We had to get a mobile money account, and we sent it to her. So she's been running with it. I think today is the third day, right? Fourth day or third day. Today's the third day. And as today's being the third day, I think we have seen yesterday was something close to 2,000. Yeah, today maybe we'll have something like 3,000, 4,000. We've seen so far, close to 5,000. So people have been giving in their $1, $2, $150. In the last 3 days, I think we have generated from the general public something close to maybe 4,000 or 4,000, a little over 4,000. So we know is good, and we feel very blessed for the first time that Liberians can be able to come out and give us the level of support that they're giving us now. But um, we still anticipate that if we can get a low, we if we can have low more, not just so much of the cash, but sometimes logistics. Take for example, we're going to shoot to a hotel, Ambassador Hotel. One room every night is $150. We have to take 5 rooms for the artists that will be lodged in that place, and we'll approximately stay about 14 days or 18 days to shoot the film. So if you do the mathematics, you're talking about just hotel alone will probably cost us 7,000, close to 5,000, and maybe negotiable when we negotiate. So somebody who has a connection to that hotel could come out and say, "Okay, Frank, you know what? You guys go and take your 5 rooms. We're going to take care of that responsibility." That's a huge shoulder. That's a huge burden off our shoulder. So it's not necessarily cash. You understand? Somebody has some cameras lying down in their house, in their homes there. They could say, "Frank, I have a Red Dragon camera here. Why don't you? I don't shift it to you?" That's a help because all of those things cut the production down. Now we're talking about going into inside the bush. Inside the bush is within the sandy bush. What do they do there? We're not going, we have never and we never intend to say we want to attempt going into any one of those places. So we're going to build our own place. It has to be built. That place has to be built. And we have to meet with people who have had the experience, who willing to work along with us so we can build it up and make it look like it's real. Because everything in the film, we try as much as possible to be as close to reality. But everything they are all fictional. Nothing there is real. Nothing is real. That's why we put a disclaimer at the beginning of the film. Like it's not nothing is real. Nobody should think there's a real circumcision that took place. Nobody should think of anything real. It was not real. But we had to make you believe it's real. And that's where you get so emotional. If you cannot get emotional, you cannot get angry, you cannot get happy at one point in time, you can be laughing, then we've not achieved anything as far as we're concerned. So the mobile money is out there, is there, Glenn is there. I don't mind, I can share with anybody who's ready. My guy, what's his name? Legend. I can share with Legend, I can share with the rest of the team if anybody who wants to, so we can be able to recuperate some of our losses because I bet even if we release the movie on the market, we're still not going to get whatever we spend.
So Frank, I know
Thank you.
just one question only, but on behalf of my fiance and I, we watched, both of us watched it. So if we don't $1 each, I will pay the $2 for both of us, and I also paid $98 for 98 other persons who've watched it. So I'll send $100 as my support.
Yeah.
I
Thank
know.
you so very much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Peabody?
Hey, my friend, it's good to see you, Mr. Atis. Great to see you, and uh, just see what you've done. I, for one, don't watch the Nigerian movie. I really don't. I always want to watch something from my own country that reminds me of a Liberian. That yes, if I'm watching something from Liberia, I'm reminded that I'm a Liberian, very similar, the same culture, everything. All like watching a Nigerian movie, I really don't understand a lot of the things that go on in there because I believe in the Liberianization policy. So, have you ever? I know you said you talk about getting a tape uh, together, putting some to sell it as well. Have you ever thought about sending it to different areas that you could, you know, print these and send it to different area that will sell the tape for you? Or if somebody want to buy one of the movie, I know you have it on Netflix. What else can they go? Some people like to buy the tape and watch it. Old school. Some old school folk like to watch the DVD. I don't know what DVD is still out there, but a lot of people still do that. But have you thought about doing that? And then if so, where can people go to get your movie?
Okay. Um, Initially, the idea for Netflix, that was what we were working with. We were working with Netflix because Netflix doesn't just shoot on any for any camera. That's why we went for a Red Dragon. And to use a Red Dragon, we had to pay close to $300 a day. And only one person has it in the entire country. So what we did, we managed, we talked to him, and he was very understanding with us so we could shoot the film. Getting the film on Netflix, there are two forms. We have a company. Netflix doesn't work with individual. Netflix works with distributor or agent or agency. So we have one agency in Nigeria. I think they one or two. I think one, two of them, but I think I know one. Film One. It's called Film One in what's the place name in Lagos. Film One will take the film for you, assess the film, and blah 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 blah. And sometimes Film One takes most of. If you go into a deal, maybe Film One is taking 65%, and you are taking something like maybe 30, 35. But if you manage to get the film in America, which is a very difficult tax again, you have to pass through an agency and pay the different monies and require for so much, and we never had that. The film was shot 2022, actually 2022, right? 2022 was shot 2022. So after we got you editing the film, we tried all of those mediums, and there was no other way. So we thought about growing our YouTube. Since YouTube is paying other actors and other producers there, let's use this film, put it on our YouTube channel, and grow our YouTube. Probably YouTube will start to pay us, and then we can generate some funding from there to go back and do other projects. That's the idea of YouTube. So now that we're on YouTube and we have pirates all over the place, we thought it wise to have it firstly be distributed in Liberia. It's going to be distributed at Frank Atu's studios right on Randa Street, where we have our production office. That's where we're going to do the distribution, and we also intend to send it to as far as African Magic, maybe other cable channels if they want, if I have interest in it. And not just that, but also we'll have someone, anybody will find who's going to America, we can send maybe one, two, three cartoons of the dicks to America. Then we'll have someone to help us to get it across there one of you. That's how we're gonna do it for now, or maybe otherwise we can have anyone who's there and willing to work along with us. We can send them the copy of the film and tell them exactly how to go about it. And we can work together on that also. If we have someone in America who says that, okay, if you want to buy Frank Atu's film Breaking of the Bush, come to this person. Yeah, I can mail it to you. I can do this. I really want to believe that a lot of people wants to have that dicks in their home, and we're also open to that avenue of partnership and working relationship.
All right. Let me ask you my next question. What's the level of support that you have received in Liberia from the local media and other agencies you have received? Our goal here is, and also, I want you to repeat that address of where your studio is located, where people can come and get it. I want you to repeat that address so they can come in Monrovia, because there are people listening. There are thousands of people listening to you in Monrovia right now, all over the country technically. and we'll let
Okay, so great. Great. So it's on Randa Street. Randa Street, once you get to Apidradi supermarket, you ask for Super Cool. Super Cool is where they fix the car AC or your house AC. Right behind Super Cool along the drainage, the what we call the Soninwen, you will see the Fast Studios office right there. That's where we're going to distribute the film. Anybody who wants to buy it, make sure you come. On Monday, the film will be on the market. Monday, the film, you will see it. It has original copy. You will see it on the film. If anybody trying to buy this film, if you want to buy this film and you're not seeing that original copy with a certain stamp on it, don't buy it. That's fake. Because there are some of the things that the film that you may not see in the one on YouTube, you will find it in this film. Yeah, that's one. Two, the level of support I've gotten so far has been immense, not just from media houses, but every librarian. But media houses, they've been calling me. But I knew my first interview should have been you or Spoon. So I want to do you or Spoon first before I do any other one. So I kept postponing all of them until I can get done with the closing argument and probably Spoon TV. Then I can do the other ones because this one will connect to me to other Liberians around the world at large, Liberians around the world at large and both locally. So I decided to do this one first, and then I can go chip into other liquor stations. But you truly been calling, they want to have interview with me. They want to have a talk in one of you. So the support has been there. I shouldn't lie about it.
Duke,
Thanks, Tomalin. Mr. Artus, man, look, I'm really proud of what you've done, not only to the industry, but how you've actually put in the level of efforts to be able to sell our culture as well. I remember, like in the past, you're working on the business then the stuff or so, but I saw the movie, and I don't normally watch, African movies and stuff, and the people in my household were just interested in why I was watching it. And suddenly everybody got on board with this, and so I must commend you for your efforts. I know it takes a lot of work putting your time, your efforts in and trying to come up with those different writings as well. So I commend you for that. In terms of this movie, it paints a picture about something dark that's happened in our country. This is not a hidden secret. We respect the traditions clearly, but there are things that we believe that needs to be looked at and possibly improved. And I think the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf had made a move in, addressing that issue as well. When you were going through this particular movie, did you have any fear in terms of backlash from, the traditional side? And how did you really prepare yourself for that as well? Secondly, and I've heard your strategy about YouTube. I thought actually initially when after watching the previous Nigerian movie that was out, I did feel that the intention was to be able to put it on a digital platform eventually, try to monetize YouTube as well. But going forward, with all the barriers that we're seeing in our country when it comes to copyright issues and what have you, what lessons have you learned from the release of this movie that's going to help you better prepare for future releases as well? So that way you're making your money, but you're also protecting your intellectual property as well. And just to follow that, I will make a contribution to what's being raised on that, and I might reach out to those that are in charge. I think we're supportive of this. This is Liberian excellence, and we just want to just publicly commend you for your efforts and say that we are with you throughout this process.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I hold this in a very high esteem. Let me establish one thing here first. I keep hearing from all of you that I'm not a movie person. I don't watch African movie. It gladdens my heart to know that all of you that who don't watch African movie but watch Breaking of the Bush, I think it's a plus for me and my team. And it's awesomely, seriously. It takes a man who doesn't like something to go and take up his 1 hour, 2 hours to go and sit and watch from beginning to end. It means a lot to us. It means a lot. This means more than even money. It means a lot to us. I must appreciate you for that. And as far as the first question was the fear I had, is the first thing we did when we prepared the script. We didn't just want to take the script and then start go ahead and start shooting. We brought in internal affairs. We brought in Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. Then we went to Gender Ministry. We sent the script across to these entities. We said they should read it and advise on us. We even asked for a representation from these ministries so they can be on set with us, so they can guide us in the process. So definitely, these scripts was distributed to them. They saw it, they gave their approval, and then we proceed in terms of the production. Yeah. So for me, I really don't have fear. The only thing shouldn't just get it too explicit. Shouldn't be that way. But in terms of portraying close to reality, I think that was the idea. And this is idea. And I'm glad that I can we can imagine a story, my team and myself, we can imagine a story and bring that to reality and people can accept it. It is very difficult for people to accept your work. So if you can accept, then it's a plus for us. And I think this thing is going to take Liberia to maybe another 1 or 2 decades. And I should be grateful for that. Nothing less but to be grateful to God for it. Secondly, when it comes to the stuff for YouTube, we every first time is a lesson. So it's our first time. We never had it like we were thinking like that. People are going to be that brave to say. I believe that I've seen them do it with a lot of Nigerians and Ghanaian films, American films, but I didn't believe that we were going to do it with my film because I believe that, oh, Frank Atus is a Liberian, we shouldn't do this to our brother and what have you. But again, everybody, sometimes I don't tend to blame them because the eagerness for the film, people want the film and keep asking, we keep asking. So guys, like everybody is hungry. This is a country we find ourselves. Somebody has to go do something. So until the system can be put in place, obviously things will be the way it is. But next time, what we intend to do is to make sure we have an outlet within the US, someone who we know there, and an outlet here. So we're going to print the local dates and everything first for the local market. So at the time we are releasing the local market, maybe 2, 3 days after we are on YouTube. Yeah. So in that way, it will minimize the level of pirates that we have now, and we can be able to generate some funding from there. Thank you.
Tomalin, before we bring the next person in, if you will, please, I would like to play Ali a 30-second clip of the movie, a specific part of it, um, just to make sure that our audience can just tune in to see where we are with
Do
that.
we have the right thing before Facebook shut us
Yes,
down?
I did that. I did that part. I did that part before I even got into that, Kev.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do it from the back. But anyway, yeah, just this portion of it here. Let's just get it out here really quick, and then we'll go.
We're going, my friend. No time she won't see you.
My
Eh?
friend?
Yeah, she live way behind here, but she will be right here. Yeah, let go, let go. Yeah, five in front, go,
Hmm?
go in front. That the royal don't be. Ah, yeah, man. Ah.
There you go, folks. Go ahead, Emily. Take it from there.
Yes, maybe for the next person, Kev, you coming, but can Frank explain that part a little bit?
Yeah, you want that part?
Yeah, yeah. It's good that you even told me to explain because I was just about to start saying something about that side. That saying, that scene in the movie for me is the center of the story. That is that connects you to the beginning of the story. See? Okay, yeah. That connects you to the beginning of the story, where she's coming from, and what her life going to look like. But that scene, so that scene was strategically shot. I shot that scene. It looks very short, but we shot that scene for almost 3 hours because everything was timing. You see, it make probably about 10 seconds on timeline, or 15 seconds. But I needed it to be very touching. I needed to be very emotional. And I dreamed about this shot. So at the first time they grabbed her, they were carrying her this way. I'm like, no, I want to face up so I can have my camera like the other way around. I needed that shot because it's a camera that will tell the story. The actors will do one, the camera will tell the story. So if the camera is telling the story, the camera story has to be emotional. That's why when she's facing up, the drone shot is going up gradually as they're taking her into the standard bush. You who knows the culture of Liberia, like so many things start to run to your mind immediately. You start to tell yourself a different, oh God, oh God. The first thing that happens to you is you start to think where she come from. Oh, this girl was in school. Why did she decide to come to grandma? What's even wrong with her? Too many things. Then it gives you a posture to relax and then want to follow the story. Initially, during the editing, that the village scene came at the beginning of the film. Initially, that village sequence came in at the beginning of the film, so we can get the attention of our audience. Because every 5 minutes in your story, if you cannot grab the attention of your audience, then you're off. But for some reason, I kept the character, the security man, to create that attention. And then we brought in some flashes that could keep you like, who is this guy? I thought he was poor. Oh, was he rich? Something to keep you glued. So we had to build the sense. So that scene for me was a nuclear of the story. It connects both. It doesn't just connect, but you start to imagine a father who's from the crew background, who doesn't practice the FGM stuff, bringing his daughter to a vile mother who is now putting, how is it going to be like? What is the actions going to look like? So that's my scene in the story. When I was directing the first scene, that was the scene that I had a lot of emphasis on. Sorry, I had to take too long.
It's perfectly fine. I think the audience appreciate the fact that you just give that narrative. Thank you for doing that. Tomalin, go ahead.
Yeah, Kev, let's go.
I would like to give my time to Grace because part of this thing is
Kev, Grace time will come. What you can't tell?
Is female.
Choice, man.
Give me a time. What's your problem?
No, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
but that's not Kevin. You all be giving your time. Then just
they can tell the story because you're female.
Okay.
That's why I give her that time.
Okay.
Go ahead, Grace.
I appreciate you, Kev.
Grace, no prejudice, please.
Yeah, you always got prejudice.
No prejudice.
I appreciate you, Kev. You the only guy on this platform giving me your time, and you and Julius so many times, and I really appreciate that.
I gave you my time the other day, but anyway.
Thank you, Robert. Frank, congratulations, my brother. Look, he can't hear us. You hearing us now? You can hear me?
Did you get a Frank? Did you get a call? Why you
Speak, I'm hearing you. Yeah.
I said congratulations to you and your family.
Yes. I got a call on Messenger.
Oh, okay. He's hearing a delay.
To avoid the delay, you can leave and come back. That way you get it direct instead of waiting for it to come through the. I think you're listening to something else, so that way you can get a relay. Just leave and come back. That way you can have the direct interaction. Yeah, just leave and come back. We'll bring you right back. Just leave and then come right back to the link. Yes, do that.
How
Okay,
about
guys.
you today, Kev? Did you enjoy your day today? Happy weekend.
Yes, ma'am, I did. I'm enjoying it now. Thank you.
Chris like politics, but you
Let-
always bring the little right, the little bit. She should get into the politics a little bit. Kev, the only person who is the real.
No, the reason is, this story talk about women, what they are going through in so many countries that people are fighting against. So she can ask the question and tell their story better than women.
No, the men are the one that are empowered as per the tradition, right? So the men also play a very pivotal role in this process.
I'm not denying that, but
I just thought to bring that to your attention.
no, I'm not denying that, but
Okay.
that's their story.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah.
only thing in the whole story, the only thing in the whole story that made me mad was how can people? And I guess this is a culture.
I think he's coming
All
back.
right, he's in the studio. Right.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So, Frank, you can hear us now?
Yes, very well. I can hear.
Okay, go ahead.
Congratulations, my brother. I like to lay my premise before I talk, or ask a question. But congratulations to you and your family. Behind a successful man is always a strong woman. Your wife is so beautiful. And I read that she was behind the story and she actually wrote this. So I'm very proud of her. And your daughter acted in the film, and I'm very proud of that. And I just want you to know that I'm your fan. I watch you all in your Nigerian movies and stuff like that. And I am so proud that you, as a Liberian, did not deny your heritage. You went to Nigeria, you became a star there, you remember to come back home. So many of our people denied that where they came from, decided to take different identities when they became famous in the different countries that we went to, but you did not do that. And that's the reason I'm proud of you. And I love the film. I watched it 2 times and it sank into me. I was very proud because the film is a kind of way of advocacy, especially sexual gender-based advocacy and for women and children. So that part of it really took on to me. Also, the part that caught my heart was the regular things that happen in our country where women are not permitted to really love who they want to love, and the men are not really permitted to marry the women that they're really in love with. When you were separated from your family just because you were in love with somebody else, and your mother wanted you to marry somebody else. A lot of our people going through that, they marry women that they're not in love with because their parents did not like that woman, their sisters did not like the women. So that part in the movie really struck a chord with me, and I really, really appreciate you for putting that part in the movie. I would say that the scenery was beautiful. It was very educative. The people now know that things like those goes on in Liberia, and that one of the advocacy part of the movie. And I really, really, really appreciate that you did that movie in Liberia. I read it because most people, even if they make a movie and they're doing it for a country, sometimes they go and have the scene in another country. But the mere fact that you were able to even produce the movie in Liberia, that was one of the greatest things for me doing in the movie. And then I would like to ask for you to elaborate more on the Dragon camera because maybe that would be my help to you with that camera because I want to actually work with you in the internet. Yeah, that would be my help to you. Yes. So I want you to give me information on that Dragon camera. How much? I don't care it can cost. How much I will be able to help you with that camera, and then we can go into trying to make more movies for the entertainment industry in Liberia. I also want to let you know that I wrote a book. This is a true Liberian woman story. So we could make a movie out of this book. I wrote this book and it's on, they're selling everywhere. and we can talk about that later on behind the scenes. I will also donate to your GoFundMe. You just need to share. Anybody who's responsible for it, they need to share that information with me. I want you to also know that my husband is part of the entertainment industry here in America. He's a musician, so it will be easier for us to work along with you. My question to you is that how are what the entertainment industry in Liberia, are they accepting to you since you came, or you one of the persons that already came up with a major Liberian movie? Or though I know that other people made movie, but your movie struck a chord for some reason with everybody else, because it's a form of advocacy for women rights and children as well. So the industry in Liberia, the entertainment industry, how are they listening to you concerning this with your movie that you just put up?
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. First thing first, you spoke lengthily. Let me establish the fact that I had three of my children in the film. Three of my children in the film. The girl who played my sister is my first daughter. The Adele who played the Riadi is my second daughter. And the little boy who played my small time is my son. And then you spoke about my wife. I think you say to every successful man there is a successful woman. And Jerry Rowland wives always say the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. Because the neck, without a neck, the head cannot move. So I think she's my neck. Any glory, everything that I have today, all of those things will be allocated to her because she uh, gave birth to ideas and I implement the ideas to put it out there for the acceptance of you people. Even with editing, she supports me in everything. So we edit together, we shoot the film together, but she's always behind the scenes and she's a very good critic. So if she tells you that this one is not fine, forget it. No matter how much we're going to put it out there, no matter how much publicity we give it, it's never going to be fine. So kudos to her, and she's been doing extremely well in this process. Also, I want to establish that breaking up the bush, we had the ability to bring in international actors or editors or DOPs or what have you. But this time around, I said to myself, or we said to ourselves, that this would be an all Liberian thing from scratch to finish. Let it be Liberians. Let's just be all Liberians. Let Liberians come together and put all what they know into this. If Liberians accept it, fine. But until then, let it be. From the script writing, I think okay, the script writer was a Nigerian, Ziga, but he lives here, so he practically like a Liberian to us. But we had to plot the story of the way we want it, and of course, he will not write it the way how we will act it. So we had to get Ziga as a script writer to do this scripting for us. And my wife was the storyteller of the original storyteller of the film. And then the DOPs, the camera guys, the costumes people, the props and set guy, the King Palace, all those places you see in the village, those places were built. And the guy here is a Liberian. He did all of those designs. The uniforms the children were wearing in school, those are uniforms that we saw. We sold our own uniforms. We had everything. We set it up for the school. So the props and set guys and the assistant directors, artistic directors, still photo, welfare, we all were Liberians. We came together to do this masterpiece to give it to Liberians. So I just need to establish that fact. The rest of the actors in the entertainment industry, I think for the first time, I saw some musicians really sharing the movie, which was a plus. So the CRC, let's say Kubasi, Bench, Erigiso, you name them, they were sharing the movie and encouraging other people to come and watch the film. That's from the music side. So the music union president, even on the musician union page, they share the movie, and that's for music side. For the movie side, almost all of the actors producers and directors have called me to congratulate me, and they try to encourage themselves. Even today, encourage me that, or let's encourage ourselves to say, after this, we should keep up with this kind of standard. This is what Liberians want. This is what Liberians looking for. We should not come up. We have done bringing in the booth. Tomorrow we go and do something else that will be way beneath the standard, and then we'll go back to zero. Since it's like this, let's see how best we can do a couple of good films from now. And this is all our conversations we've been having. I was with the president of the film industry today. We had a lengthy discussion, and he also begged me to appeal with you all to please see how best you can have him on his show, and have an interview with him and talk to him to see how he can explain some things to about in the film industry and so on. So I said, well, it's just for me to extend that thing to the invitation and see what they will say. But how be it, they've been very receptive. I'm being honest with you. All of them have been very receptive. The all filmmakers, I don't know. I think almost everybody have called me to congratulate me on the new project, and they love working with me. And I say that a lot of Liberians have, my inbox is stocked full with messages that everybody wants to act. For some reason, the film have opened a door that I think half of our population wants to act movies now. Thank you.
At least they will take their away from politics.
Yes, yes.
Well, we want to congratulate you,
My
man.
second, my second, my second.
Go ahead,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
we're not doing one, Grace.
No, no, somebody here did too.
No, we're not doing one. We gotta go through
Can I
one.
just, can I just
Read it out,
say
Chris.
something to him in closing?
In,
I
go
want
ahead.
to encourage you, Frank. If you're sending your stuff here to America, they have a lot of American stores, or African stores actually in the Americas. So you can send it to all the states. People will be sending in the African store. I'll show your brothers and sisters here. We help you to market that thing here in America. So whosoever that you're sending it to, they should just contact all the African stores in the different states, and maybe they could help with that too as well. They can buy it in bulk and then sell it, and then you can get some money. And I want to thank you for exposing the ills through that movie, the things that go on in our country, especially when it comes to the female mutilation part of the movie. I thank you for showing that. It was very educated to some of us who really never experienced that. We saw in a short why that we saw that this is what happened, and it looks so real. As you said, all those people are acting, but it looks so real to us. And I just want to thank you. I know you guys put me on blast the commercial I'm making. I donated to Closing Argument, and I will donate today again. But that camera, me and Frank got to work with it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Frank.
Thank
Frank,
you.
we want to congratulate you
We'll
again. I want to open the lines for people.
I didn't go in, Dominic.
Pee-wee didn't go up.
No, I didn't go in. Everybody
Yeah, Peabody did. Sylvester
Oh,
did.
I did briefly.
Yeah, Kev, go ahead.
I kept
What
having my
up?
time for Grace.
What up, or
Okay.
Trasher, you did.
Okay, guys, let's let me say this. Frank, how are you, my brother? I watched the film. It's a shame that some of the guys say they don't watch African movie. You got a lot of work to do. Uh, at least so our guys then can watch it, because I watched the film. I like it, but so other many parts in that movie. One of the part that caught me, it become emotional. The part you play as a single father. There's a lot of kudos not going to single fathers around. There's a lot of father out there who do a lot of great jobs, who fight, for the children, and you play that part. And I would just tell my guys there who don't watch Nigerian movie or watch me, go and watch that part and see the emotion of a father, and see the fight. And you play that part so well, and you tell that story. I want you to talk about it. And the other part you play again that people need to look at that you in the movie you sacrifice wealth. You sacrifice wealth in order for love, and you sacrifice a whole lot and live in the ghetto and sell, you know, and have on the most messy clothes. You know, you from a mansion to live, you know, in that lifestyle. So explain that to the people, the love side and the single father side and the emotion. And I'm saying this, people out there, go and watch it. Go and watch it. This movie is good. Go and watch it. So go ahead, my brother.
Okay, so um, truthfully speaking, the single parent side, initially we wanted to bring in a mother, a lady, but I was like, it's always women will be more like, okay, women always take care of children. Let's see the opposite of how a man is going to take care of his daughter. And normally we could have brought in a boy to play the character, but like we're like, no, let it be the opposite. That's why you see at a certain point in the story, she says, "I wish my mother was here," and he says, "Am I not trying?" So you get to feel that a father too can do his best. It may not be as much as the mother who stays at home, but with his work, his pressure, and everything, he tries to do his best. So fathers needs to be given some credit. Fathers needs to be given some credit. So we're trying to give them that feel of fatherly love because we fathers at times we are the last to be loved. Yes, we're the one who provide everything, but we are always the last. So we try to let them know that yes, even if you want to put us last, but whatever the case may be, know that we are trying our best.
Thank you. So, guys, we're
And
gonna.
then
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Definitely. Go on,
and then
Frank.
the other part with the other parts with the sacrifices of love and everything. For me, I think we just needed to interspice the film of the tightness of tradition and love. So he's not looking at the leverage of whether I'm a cool man or she's a vile lady. We want to bound everybody. The love exists. It doesn't matter where you're from. Love shouldn't separate us, but it should connect us. It should keep us bounded together. So he could have sacrificed everything. And then with the principle his mother instilled in him, told him that he couldn't have gone back on his word after he has promised to be with her. So to have given any length, even to his death, he probably wouldn't have accepted his mother's offer. So that part of the film has to be connected so we can play a little bit of emotion. Everything you do
So that
without love. Go ahead.
no, I don't know somebody can interfere, but go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Everything you do, everything you do without a bit of love is a breaking of the bush will give you a bit of love, a bit of sorrow, a bit of anger, and a bit of laughter. So you have a bit in the film, and the only thing you say we can give this film excellent. And that's what we were. That was the intention to make you cry, make you laugh, get you angry, and make you want to hit Pat Bunny. And when he says father-in-law,
Well, I would say thank you for that part, the single father part, because you know what, there's somebody on this platform right now who playing that single father role. He doing an excellent job. So I would say thank you for that.
yeah,
Thank-
thank you so much.
So, guys, we'll take calls from back home and here as well. I think Henry is in studio now. So we will listen to the callers, their contribution. While that is going on, let me just quickly announce. I think Frank has his GoFundMe or whatever. Please, if you can, make your little donation in however way you can make that donation to help make his dream and everything else that we all started to enjoy successful. Let's go to the phone lines from back home, and then we'll put the phone lines on from here as well. Go ahead, guys.
770-176-35. The number of the call, and then you're gonna be live on the closing document. 770-176-35. The number of the call. To the very first caller. Hello.
Given closing document on 2FM. This is Active Dustin Egan, and I call you from Sunshine City, Amateur, Maryland County. I'm also good evening to the panelists and you in Cedo and our international celebrant, Mr. Gregory Frantu. Yes, Mr. Frantu is a great man. I must commend him for this work he has done. The first thing I watched for him, I was Duty. That was one of the good films. I always knew him to be a good actor. I think I personally don't have the financial means, but I try on my page to promote the film. And through me, a lot of people in Maryland here have watched the film, including myself. So there are a lot of things we can do as like quickly. I always say his colleague, Ben Victor, is a Liberian. It's true. I mean, is it important when he is there any plan that the both of them can collaborate to do something for Liberia? 1, 2. He wanted to contest as representative. Unfortunately, he didn't win. And there will be a try one day he could be successful. What are those important things, 1 or 2, that wanted him to become a representative of Liberia? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. 770-176-35. That's the number on the call, and then you're gonna be live to make a point. To this caller. Hello.
Good evening.
How are you? Your name from where you join us?
This is Andrews, and I talk to you from Monrovia.
Okay, Andrew.
Well, sorry for seizing the opportunity. I want to say thank you to Brother Frank Atu, but I want to say to the closing argument, I'm sorry for diversion, but I want to say to the closing argument, especially Brother Peabody, Ben, as well as Brother Lofa, I really want you guys to give me an airtime. Let me let the world know what this hospital did to me. Today, I'm going through that pain. For 3 years, I'm carrying a broken iron in me. Iron is shooting off. Today, I went to the hospital.
Henry, can you tell him I will call him back? We had this conversation in the back already. I will talk to him today. I will talk to him today. I promise I will call him today. We already had this conversation.
We'll get back to you. Right now, we're discussing. Please. I
promise I will call you today. Please.
35. That's the number to call. We sincerely apologize for not allowing you to speak at my wish, of course. We're discussing that brand movie today. So sorry about that. Actually, Andrew Masakwe. 770-176-35. That's the number to call, and then you're going to be live on the closing document. After this quarter, oh, the lamb is Jeremy. 770-176-35. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
How are you? Your name from where you join us?
Oh, okay. I'm ABL Kennedy, actually from Monrovia.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let me congratulate Mr. Atus for that thing. I watched a film on YouTube and it's very educative. But I had some disappointment in Mr. Atus. When Atus came to this country from Nigeria, we trusted him. I'm an item. We made him as our president, thinking that you're going to fight and move our industry forward. There's one thing that you were completely on about Paradise movie. We tried fighting it and he disappointed on. That's the same thing he completely on. We start fighting information gave us clearance to even clear store. We play only like brand movie you see on the market. For some reason, I told enter the Nigerian embassy and left from there. The whole thing just data. It is still on in there for Nigeria. You see? So if you're coming back with this project, it's a good project, but therefore let's sell only like brand movie on the market. People cannot say movie 10 copies in one show, 10 to buy one movie for 100 or 150. So that's very hard to stop the Paradise and every movie.
Thank you. 770-176-35.
That would be a violation of ECOWAS rules, so he can't do that.
The number to call, and then you're going to be live on the closing argument. 0777-017-635. To this caller. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
No, I will not keep you on line. Two things.
Hello?
Either you lower the radio or you dress away from it.
Yeah, I'm away.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Jeremiah Wanda, and I come from the road. Hello?
We're listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to first appreciate the Atus for the brilliant idea and the way he put the thing together to go this far. But my question is that what if somebody who is interested in making a movie, how can that person join the industry? That's my question.
Okay. How can one join the industry? 770-176-35. That's the number to call, and then you're gonna be live. To this caller. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi, thank you.
And from where you join us?
My name is Mrs. Doris Nicholas, calling from Laos.
Okay, Doris, go ahead.
I want to say thank you to Mr. Atu. My friend Atu, I am an actress, but my director just died. So I'm begging you to keep some people lower my TV sound and keep some of us and the case of lower my TV sound when it comes to the movie.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I got a caller in line. Go ahead, caller.
Well, good evening to the panelists. I would like to commend my name is Barchi Gore. I would like to commend everybody on the closing argument. Your message.
I said, look at Grace's teeth.
Come again?
No, I'm fucking your wife, don't mommy.
Propagation is going far and wide, and your message is reverberating all around the world. I would like to also commend the young man that made the movie. I haven't seen it yet. My wife has seen it, I think, about 2 or 3 times. And when I first got to Ghana in the 90s, I had a cassette, and I went to duplicate that cassette. And then when I went on the street, the people at the booth told me no. I don't know how strong the industry is in Liberia, because nowadays everybody is on politics and they have other activities. If you want a country that will nurture the youth, listen to the show, I think a couple of days ago, and I think someone called in from LU and spoke on the growth. Because if you want to nurture the mind and cultivate the mind of the youth, you have to start focusing on something else than the politics. How is our industry in Liberia? How is our industry in Liberia? I don't know much about it, but the young man can speak about it, speak to it. But I just want to thank everybody on the closing argument. If you can speak about it a little more, and if you guys can have a topic on the industry in Liberia, because they only promote the culture of dancing, but finding new talent in our society is what really matters. In that way, we'll be able to compete in the world, because we have a lot of talented Liberians, young people coming up on the scene. So if they can be able to cultivate the minds of these young people and nurture their talent, they can be able to represent Liberia on a bigger stage. Thank you.
Yeah, man. He's the guy who just called. He's one of Liberia's best gospel singer. You want to hear him, man?
So this caller. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And you from where you join?
Yes, Chris Turin, Professor, we call the Christian Scholar, and I come from New Georgia, Connellsville.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I like to appreciate Frank. Yeah, he's been doing a great job. And I'm sorry to say, I don't know if
I'll be holding content, but I got a movie on my phone right now. And I downloaded it on YouTube. Yeah. But Frank, I would like to appreciate you, but I got one question for you. I watched the full movie. You listening?
Go ahead. You listening?
Yeah, according to the movie, Sonny was arrested by the LMB for murder, right? And not rape.
You didn't buy the man movie. You downloaded it. They asked you question about his movie. They put him to the watch it.
So that you don't fall in trouble with our traditional folks. Because we talking child, right? And sexual based violence, yeah. And we was a teenager. So I just want you to speak to that.
It's a movie. Can you leave your address so we can get you for
Come on, man. Come on. Can we celebrate this film, man? Please. Please.
Yeah, we got 3 more calls coming, and then we turn back to the
That's the reason why the men don't like that, because it's wrong. That's the wrong thing to do. You cannot marry a young girl that is under the age of marriage. But you not like that.
Yeah, but let's go watch the movie first. Henry can get
watch the movie and read the.
Let's take the callers, please, and then we'll get back. We will discuss that after our guest leaves. We can speak to the reaction, people's reaction, please.
To this caller, hello.
Hello, my name is Arita Joe. Calling from Boston, Lower My TV.
Okay, Anita, go ahead.
I was just let to congratulate our daddy, which is Frank Atwood. I'm an actress at Total in of the Bush. And the 4 girls that were holding it, they're holding the bush, I'm part of them.
Oh, wow.
I'm so excited that in my community now, I'm proud of people who listen to the movie on YouTube. I just want to tell you that he will continue to. And I'm also a story narrator. Let's find to put every movie actor or actresses together and put us together for other women that we have to go forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll take just 2 more and then we'll turn back. 770-176-35. The number to call, and then you're going to be live. 770-176-35. To this caller. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm calling from Joazon, Magiri.
Your name?
My name is Blamo. My name is Sylvester Blamo.
Okay, Blamo, go ahead.
Yeah, quite frankly, I'm so impressed listening to Frank Atwood. I've been knowing this guy over the years from up Clappers, Napa Hill. And he went international, he did well, and we all got so far. And coming back to Liberia to promote Liberian movies, especially shooting in Liberia, I'm so much proud. I haven't seen the movie yet. Promised to actually look at that movie, find what means to get it tomorrow so I can try and look at it. And there was a caller that talked about one of our movie artists, which is not a Ghanaian movie artist. We also need to link up with them and then they can promote our young artists around here so that we can grow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll take just 1 more and then we'll turn back to the panelists. 770-176-35. We're going to be that last caller and then we'll turn back to the panelists. The lamb is jamming.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Frank. My name is Patience. I'm calling from Maryland. I've been one of those people who've been trying to get you to come on the closing argument. I've been in all your TikToks and everything. So I'm so happy to see you. I am very proud of you as an actor. You've been on this thing for a long time. But to promote your own country, it's a great deal. It's a big deal. And I hope people are watching because it seems like Liberia is only known for politicians and everything else has been placed to rest. But I want to ask a question. You talk about generating funds. I'm not sure. Did you guys ever have like a premiere? Because sometimes you can generate money from premiere before you even launch your movie. And even though you are not in the United States, if you have representatives here, there could have been a movie premiere, and I think that would have also generated funds. But I look forward to seeing more great things for you as you promote Liberian culture as well as Liberian entertainment, because we do need that. We have seen you enough in Nigerians and Ghanaians movies. It's time for you to open it up in Liberia. Thank you so much for your hard work.
All right, I have a caller on the line. Caller, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, Lofa. My name is Walter. I'm calling from Connecticut. Well, I'd like to say thanks to Frank for that great movie and awareness he put out there for Liberian public and West Africa as a whole. I would like to make contribution. I don't have Cash App. I have Zelle. So I don't know how we will be able to send money to Frank. Whether he has agents in America that we can sell money to, because not everybody has Cash App. And secondly, there's something in one of the parts in that movie that I saw that touched me. I think it was encouraging the culture. It was also the people the opportunity to make choice. And when Frank told his daughter in the movie that he was sorry for allowing her to go through what she went through, she said, "No, Daddy, it was my choice. I wanted to experience my mother's culture." I think, and if you go back doing the reign of President Keff, we're talking about this culture thing. He said, "Let people have the opportunity to make choice, to decide. They got to reach a certain age to decide whether they want to go into the sanitary society or not, instead of taking babies and the kids are as young as 3, 4, 5 years old. So if a woman can decide to go there, it's her choice, not to abandon the culture as a whole. But I want to make a contribution to Frank, and if I can get a cash Zelle, I can send it. I was asking somebody who got a Cash App, I can Zelle them and they can Cash App the money to whoever.
So if you just continue to follow the show, I think hopefully before the show ends, Frank will get you guys contact with the his team in the United States to make a Zelle or Cash App contribution. If you don't want to use the already established link that is created, that's great too. But I think we appreciate you. Let's take the next caller here. Caller, your name and where you calling from. 210 last 4 is 0098. Your name and where you calling from. Let's hear from you.
Helena Wilson. I just want to say thanks to Frank, because sister Helena Wilson, thank you, my brother. I'm so proud of you. I share that movie that I was thinking. I share that movie all day, and my daughter gets there. She said, "Mama, did this movie now? I will see the movie." I said, "No, I will share the movie today everywhere. I was sharing it because I was so proud of that movie. I watched that movie because I wanted our own thing. And then another thing, at that time when I was pregnant,
we got to take one more call, then we
maybe they can act movie. Not only politics, everybody gets focused on politics. At least you can, if they see you acting movie, maybe some of them can pay attention to movie too.
Thank you.
And then another thing too, it can be an open, at least be ready for election too. You can be the godfather of the country. If you still run for politics, it can be a bigger platform for you. If you be a senator, it will give you a bigger platform. At least it helps some young people in the East District, helping them to train them to act movies. So it's a good thing. You can be a politician and be acting movies. So it's a good thing. I will support you. Continue to act the movie. We'll share the movie for you. We have to support you. But
Besides sharing, did you contribute to the I know you. I said besides sharing the movie, did you contribute? Because sharing the movie alone don't put the money in his pocket. Did you contribute? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take the last caller here. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Hi to you all in the studio. This is Elton Legend. Can you hear me, Lofa?
Yeah, you're live and clear. Go ahead.
All right. This is Elton Legend. We say, and I call from the US of A. Listen, I'm very pro Liberian, and this is why I'm so involved with this through my instrumentality of a ex reporter and journalist out of Vegas with some friends to get Mr. Frank Atus. This initiative is beyond words. You cannot speak as much as you want to speak about it. So I just urge everyone, even you don't support financially, if you're not that strong financially, you can just share the movie on your page. And people who you are friends with, if you live in a diaspora, you more than likely have somebody who's from a different country that will see the post and they'll go and search the movie and they'll be able to see it and will willingly contribute. So with much ado, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for even affording our star this opportunity and we're fighting, and this is a very, very cool initiative. Thank you all, guys. I appreciate you all.
Okay. We can answer the questions, then we can close up, man. Yeah, Frank, you heard the question the people asked, the callers asked. You can just wrap it up. We answer the question how you want to address it.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's see the question. Somebody say, why is it that I'm not collaborating with Van Vicker and other Liberian actors that have made it on the international scene? So it's not as if we cannot collaborate. I think sometimes the time difference is just not working. I think 2 years back, Van was here. He did something called Providence, and Eddie Watson also came here and he sort of filmed Wheels and Deals. I think Julia too was also here, So they've been coming and doing that little stuff they can do. But since 2011, I left Liberia 2009, July 29th, and then I came back 2011. And ever since 2011, I've always been coming back to Liberia to do a film or some humanitarian work into stuff. If you go on my YouTube channel, you will see me during the Ebola. Can you hear me? You can hear me.
Yo, hear me.
Yeah, you
Okay.
good.
Great. It's like somebody has called me again. I don't know why they keep calling.
Probably they're calling to ask you to run for president.
No, I'm not hearing you again. Who is this person?
Then you got to go out and come back. Probably.
Yeah, just leave and come back. It'll make it a lot easier. It'll make it a lot easier. Just leave and come back. They're probably calling to ask you to run for the presidency. You don't know. Don't decline it.
You can turn all your notifications on those things before you come on.
He laughed.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
I have to leave and come back.
Yeah, do that. You see, that's Liberian for you. They asking the man to already run to become a senator. And next president.
The man go for the representative for him. Then he go back and get our first.
People, bro, that's
then they fire attempt. You know, down to he said no. So he tried it. I want to put again.
By the way, the fact that Grace had the opportunity to sell herself, I plan on going to Hollywood to be an actor in Hollywood as well. Duke has a movie team in Hollywood. I'm supposed to be auditioning, right? Is that right, Duke?
Yeah. We trying to come up with a movie called Kagaleka.
That movie will wrestle.
It was self power. I like you, man.
Me acting there.
Ben said I know the movie got potential.
Is he coming back? Let's. He's time. So he come back.
Let's
continue the show.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So so as I was saying, it's just that if you go down on my page, you see that I've been working in Liberia since 2011, all during the Ebola crisis, all of the time, coronavirus, whatever. I've been here throughout, coming back to give back to my communities and my people the little way I can. And one of the ways is through movies. And then somebody asked me the question and says, why is it I went for to be a politician? Aside the many different connections that we try when it comes to government investors who wants to come. There are some guys who will not invest in movies, but they will want to invest into sanitation. They might want to invest into hospital from Dubai or India, those places. So aside that, to give back to our communities, one of the primary reasons we wanted to really dive ourselves into this is because we look around us in Liberia, there's only one vibrant sector, and that's politics. The political sector is the only sector that I see that is really active. The entertainment sector is not. So many other sectors are just dormant. Now I tell myself, if with the help of God, if we have one couple of other entertainers there, we could try to see how we can be able to label for our actors, our entertainers, and people who we feel that take this thing as a passion. Um, lot of Liberians really want to act, really want to find something to do, but because there is nothing else to do, so lots of Liberians are all dived into politics. A lot of people, if they start doing films now, they will not think about politics. Once filmmaking can put $500 to $1,000 on the table on a monthly basis, weekly basis, they're not even thinking about politics because they feel that it's too stressful and what have you. So it's not just because we wanted to go because we had gone there and what have you. Yeah, we went and we didn't win, but I think we came for fifth place, and it was a very brilliant experience, and we don't know what the future holds tomorrow. But for now, I want to concentrate on my movies, and I want to see how I can promote Liberia's culture in the field and the sector that I find myself. So I will do everything we can to make sure we can promote our sector in this field, provided we are protected and supported. We can do everything to make sure we promote our country and preserve our country, our cultural heritage. And someone say I'll enter the Nigerian embassy. I don't want to say that, but I did not. I never enter in no Nigerian embassy, no day. So nobody should say I ever enter into Nigerian embassy. It's the same thing we're talking about. The reason we're fighting piracy is because of this day incident. We were fighting that somebody shouldn't produce films and people start to pirate it. I fought it to the core. We got the search and seizure warrant. The case died in the court. In court, it died right there. I have never entered into Nigeria embassy. We were at the city court, and that's where the entire process went down the drain. The judge took a decision, and I'm not above the law to take a decision. I was never involved into anything that happened. The only thing I knew, I wanted to make sure we get rid of films because Liberia signed the signature to the Liberia intellectual property laws. She's a signatory to it. So how come the law tells you that you should protect another person's intellectual rights within your country? So all of these Nigerian films, all these films here, they don't have permit to sell these films. And then while the films are still on the market, the films are still on the market, they are blocking Liberian films. If you put 10 movies on one CDs, you are selling it for 100 Liberian dollars. And I have just breaking of the bush. One movie I'm selling for $5 US. Nobody will turn to me. Everybody will say your film is too expensive, it's too expensive. Everybody wants to buy 10 movies for $100. And because these guys don't have the legitimacy to these films, they are ready to put it on the market at any given time and anywhere. And now they are even selling it for $50. Just go sell it out there, get the money they need. And it's bad. The intellectual property is here. They've seen it. I've gone there. We have had series of fights. We fought so many different times. They are aware of me. They know my face. Even the marketers and distributors, these are people that know me very well, very well. And I fought them to the last. but I couldn't fight more than the law. When when a state court judge issued me a session seizure warrant, and then he receives a call that calls me back from the field for no reason, then what do I have to say? And somebody will sit in Maryland County and say, they are disappointed in me. I'm not the one. I'm a filmmaker like you are. The best thing I ever want for Liberia is for all of these films to be off the Liberian market so I can make my money and you can make your money and we can promote, protect, and preserve our cultural heritage through filmmaking. That's what I want. What do you think I want these films to be around here? When I go to Ghana, do we have Liberian films on the market in Ghana? No. Do we have Liberian films on the market in Nigeria? No. But Liberia becomes a dump site of all the country films in the whole world who come with dump it here. And people are selling and buying and makes it easy. Even though we have gotten to a digital world where people are watching movies from YouTube and you can connect YouTube to your TV in your house and watch film. But still, we are still buying discs, which is not a bad thing. But what kind of discs are we buying? So until the government can step into it, don't accuse me. I have played my part. And my life was threatened because I was fighting Nigerians, whereas I'm going to Nigeria. It is the same place I am going to go and hustle. I'm going to Nigeria to seek greener pasture. Then I'm fighting Nigerians here from selling illegal films. So my life was at stake so much that so many times I got threatened. You understand? So I'm not the reason why we're here. If it's for artists alone, then we don't have these pirates around here. If it's for me alone, we don't have. And the pirates, all of them know. It came to a time that they were they when they hear say Frank Atus coming, you will see all of them will lock the shop and start to run. They got to the point that they were that afraid of me because I was there and working vigorously. I know how many thousands of dollars they brought to me to calm me down. They brought 25,000 in bag like this. They brought it to me, put it wrap it in the plastic and brought it. I rejected. But whatever they did to the judiciary, I don't know. And I don't wish to speak about that. But I know the process came to an immediate halt for no reason. The only thing I could get was, oh, you guys went to the people place and you guys were causing commotion and what have you. What commotion were causing? Nothing. So nobody should blame me on that. Please, guys, I've been trying, and this is my field. This is what I've been doing for 20 years. I don't want what would I want the best thing to happen to Liberia? Why would I leave other countries where I know I can develop myself? Why are my other friends are not being here? They are there, they are developing themselves, they are living their lives, they are getting more firms, more money, more popular, and then we come back here to make it better. So why would I want to sit down and allow someone to ride over me in my country and make more money than me in my country? Why ever want that to happen? Never. How can you someone say how can they join the industry? It's a simple thing. The film industry is right on for now the office is on Capitol Bypass adjacent the Liberia National Police. You just go there, you meet with the president, or better still, just come to my production company, Frank Artist Studios. Come to me, I'm right on Randa Street. I'll call some of the officials there, they will take you there, and you have to go through audition. Most people are afraid of audition, but every actor, even me at this stage, I'm still auditioning. So get ready to go to an audition. So that's just all. I'll visit Mangibi. Yes, someone said they would love me to visit Mangibi. And next month, we are starting the pre-production for Inside the Bush. So definitely we're going to be in Mangibi and I'll visit Mangibi because the entire breaking of the bush, the entire film was shot in Lower Mangibi. And that's where most of our cast and crew came from. That's where it came from, and we need to go back there to appreciate them. Also, the hotels and all of those people that helped us in the process. So she would definitely, I can assure us, she would definitely see me there. Someone asked if we ever had a premiere. Yes, we did. It was December, right? Some year, December 2020, December something, December 2022, December. We had a premiere. We spent almost $2,000 to get a hall, ministerial complex, to design the stage. 5,000 was spent, and trust me, we did not even get up to 20% in our hall. We didn't even get up to 20 persons in our hall for some reason. Well, but we were okay. I mean, we maybe it was the timing wasn't right. Maybe it was around the political fever or the political season or something wasn't just right. But we did have a premiere. We have a premiere, and the premiere was a full turnout. So and then we thought, wise since we cannot do Netflix, let's do YouTube for now. And somebody also said if we have someone in America to do distribution and what have you, that's where anybody who's listening, my line is open, my number is open. You can call upon me or just hit me up in my inbox, and we are willing and ready to work on those kind of things. We are willing to work with it. And the reason we're open to working with all of these things is simple because we want to continue shooting Liberian movies, Liberian story, telling our story. Let the people know about us. I just acted a movie in Nigeria. When you see me on the poster with a crown and this and that, the producer told me, say, can you promote it on your page? I'm like, for 20 years now, I've been promoting this. I think I want to do something with my country. I just want to promote my country. It's about time. This is my time. Let them know that we have a colloquia. Every time, oh boy, Afana, oh boy, Afana. Let us say, my man, what's up? What Papa, what are you doing? Let them learn that too. Let them learn that too. We can't just be us. Let them know something. Let those things be enveloped in them. You know, everybody who comes here, they want to say, Etisen, hey, Ghana, we are their best. Every Liberian would know how to sound like that. Every Liberian knows it. But every Ghanaians don't know how to sound like Liberians. The first thing when you talk and say, hey, you Nigerian people, you Liberian people, your English, is that English? What are you speaking? It is us. That's us. If we can get adjusted to you, you can get adjusted to us. I mean, no disrespect, but we are they have the population, they have the potential, the abilities and everything, but let's have this interworking relationship. That's just me. So if we can have that, then we're cool. But they can have film selling here all over. The boys are all on the street. Every film that comes up, oh, this person do this person do that. How many persons in the street of Lagos or Accra talking about library film? Even as wild as Breaking of the Bush is, how many persons you see talking about it? They're not going to talk about it. So if they're not talking, we respect that. We should be talking and protecting ours. I tell you something, if you don't know, in the next 10 years to come, the young generation, young kids, our children that are growing up, they are only watching Nigerian films. So they're going to adapt the culture of Nigerians. That's why when you look around these days, there are a lot of marriages that take place. People are even wearing Nigerian outfits and things in their marriages, thinking it's Liberian outfits. The kids know more of Nigerian artists than even Liberian artists. You ask somebody now to name two, three, or four Liberian actors, they don't know. But ask them to name 20 Nigerian actors, they will know it. So they are impacting their culture into them more than our own culture. So until we can start showcasing our culture for them to start learning and seeing this culture and how beautiful our culture is, how beautiful our lapa, our attire, how we can dress, how we do this, we can start exposing these things down because majority of them will not read a book, but they will love to watch movies. Majority of them want to dance to a song. You understand? So how we can get those messages across to these children through these mediums, it is very important at this moment. It's very important. Otherwise, gradually, gradually we start losing our culture. Thank you very much.
I just want to say I'm happy that the representative from District 17, Bernard Blue Benson, I like what he's saying because he's in the industry. he's in the legislature, and he and I discussed it when he won. He's about this thing about trying to protect his, all these the industry. Happy that what he's saying. I'm optimistic of the prospect of the collective society. I mean, I'm happy to hear this.
Congratulations.
So
Sorry to cut you, but congratulations to DJ Blue. DJ Blue is one of those persons that we're looking up to now as his backdrop from the entertainment side. We believe that you will be able to stand up for the industry, both music, movie. And as a matter of fact, it's not just about music and movies. It's about the 8 collective societies of Liberia. All of these societies are functional, but they are not empowered. Even if government is giving $1 million yearly, this society can generate revenue for government. They have the chef association, the chef people, the people that do the food business. If you go into even a 5 stars hotel or 5 stars hotel in other countries, you will see the local dishes. But I bet go to Boulevard Palace and go out for Pamoto or Tobogi. You will not see it. Let's look at the texture garment, tailor texture and garment. The influx of foreign content, Nigerian, Ghanaian, other foreign texture have dominated the Liberian market that Liberians don't even know the texture of the materials. You have to be culturally oriented to know it. The tailor people, these people are supposed to stay here and sew our student uniform and sew our African clothes and things. But most of the schools and other people that are importing these uniforms, the music, the movies, the writers association. What are they there for? These are associations that can protect, promote, and preserve our culture in all ramifications. But they need to be protected.
The
They
capitals.
need to be, yes, the capital needs to be given to these people. And when the capitals are given to these people, see how they generate revenue for government in so many forms and so many ways. So many forms. We have created a whole blueprint for them, and they're working with these things. Anyways, let me not take up your time.
So,
but want to say, look, Mr. Frank Atus, want to say, look, we are so proud of you. Librarians are proud of you. I can tell from the social media posts people are since you came up with this movie. It's been like people just sharing the movie, and I'm happy that almost everyone on this platform have watched the movie already. They show you how much interest they have in it, and we'll do anything whatever we can do to help to promote this industry. We are willing to do it, and but you want to just say what any final words you want to tell the Liberian people?
Tomalin, quickly before he leave, I want to put another scene from that movie just to kind of cue it in here quickly before he leaves the show. I think that was another part that was actually.
Yes,
We
can do it closing.
Okay. I'll just okay.
Okay. The first thing I want to say to close.
Wait, Henry, what you say?
Henry wanted to say something.
Yes, please allow me ask Frank one question about that movie.
Right.
Thank you, Frank. It is part of the movie I want to understand if we should still live by that standard, wherein by that time when my dad was much younger, she made a promise to Pavani, and then the promise was not able to come true at a young time. So you get to understand that to fulfill the promise, it came in the old age, and then the child that was promised by then first for Pavani to marry, it went on and on to when your daughter went to the village to speak to her grandmother. That's where they. By that time, man, Jadu used that means to like give the girl out to Pavani. Should we still live by such standard wherein our parents will still be making decisions for us, or we ourselves should be deciding ourselves when we reach the full age? Because when you see that part, she was still around the 14, and then there was a promise made. So if you understand, if we went to the traditional people, the hierarchies, and then they said that she will have to fulfill the promise. And In fulfillment of the promise, that's how the involvement where they came in. Should we still live a such standard, or we should decide for ourselves, or our kids should decide for themselves? What coming up?
So, it's traditional norms and it's societal, would I say, affairs or relationship. Now, if we have to live by that, no, and that's why the film portrays it wrong after the decision was taken. The chief will approve such an act based on the traditional norms. That's what they do then. But I bet they don't do those things now. Especially it has to meet the consent. The chief never approved really being forced into the sandy bush. So all she knew, all he was protecting is the protection of the culture that this man cannot go into the Sunday's boot to get her out, and he has to wait till 3 days before he can talk to his daughter or take his daughter because the chief promised him to come back after 3 days. So Manjatu intercepted that. Now, if we go to Manjatu's decision, the decision of Manjatu wanting Vani to get married to her daughter, it was never in any ways the chief's approval, even though he said you should do this, but he didn't believe that the girl was marrying Jack and Vanny out of he believed that the girl was marrying Vanny out of her willing mind, but he didn't know if she was marrying Vanny forcefully. So for me, in conclusion, I would say I don't think it's something that we should practice now, and even if it had been practiced, the movie is telling you is wrong. There should be a self-reliant decision, and people should be above 18 years to be saying, let me take the decision. I want to do this, I want to do that, or let them do it willingly. But where they are forced to get married to someone, forced to do this, forced to do that, I think they're against all norms.
Okay, thank you.
So I can give my parting statement and then I leave you guys with one little surprise. So let me use this time to say thanks to everybody who's listening to me and all of you that's watching. Thank you so much for the love and the support that you've put in your time in to promote the movie Breaking of the Bush. I don't own Breaking of the Bush anymore. The movie is your movie. So it is right that you pick up the level of protection and the level of support you need to give to this movie. The movie does not belong to Frank Atuse. The movie belongs to Liberians. Because I've never seen Liberians take on to a movie this much. So I'm so excited. My family and myself, we appreciate all of you that are listening, all of you that are watching here. And also to the closing argument team. Um, you people are very relaxing. That's the first thing. Before I came on here, I sent my wife there. I said, go and look at them, see how they are. If they are too hard on us, I will not come on their show. So she went there and she looked at it and she said, all of the guys, they look very relaxed, they are entertaining, they are fun, they are playing, they're trying to get a message across, but they're still very serious people, but they are very relaxed. And because you are relaxed, you have given me the leverage of relaxation that I can be able to speak to some of these issues the way I can speak to it. So thank you so much for this platform. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to talk about movies. And at least Liberian movies can come to this level of platforms now. Before, we never had the opportunity. And I wish we can get more of these opportunities to your level and support for not just Frank Atus, but other producers that would do something good. You can call them, he or she, and tap them on the back and say, well done. This is Liberia. This is what we want. Not just for me. I may be the one to open it, but every other producer, a lot of producers here, a lot of good films they have, and we want to make sure that we promote our country. My primary interest is the promotion of my country culture. I'm tired of promoting other people's culture. Let me promote my own country, and that's what I want. So to leave, I got somebody for you all. And once you see a face, you will know his brother. Hold on.
And Grace, you should please tell
Right.
on behalf of the platform. You please tell him goodbye for us. Yeah, on behalf of the platform.
Okay.
Just put it the other way.
That funny.
But Vonnie, you're the most hit up man in Liberia.
Vonnie, the most talk about man in Liberia. Vonnie, what's up? Say something to the people now.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I appreciate you people being here tonight. Let me tell you, people, it's not easy for me in Liberia right now. Everywhere I pass, I find it. And I made one big mistake today, taking myself on T12 feet. My son said, let's go on T12 feet. They having school game there. When I got on that feet, who said the DJ must see me and recognize me? The whole feet, I had to leave that feet and come and go back home. But I appreciate Frank Atu and wife for promoting me. I never believed I could go that far right now on the brand market. I'm hot. Yes.
Yeah, they
I
had to.
appreciate you all for promoting me.
Wow.
Very, very proud.
We're very proud of you. We're very proud of you and what you have done to elevate the discussion, and and we're looking forward to seeing you do bigger things, do bigger things and going bigger places. And you and Frank, the Frank just announced that there's another one coming inside the bush. I think I overheard him saying
Yes,
something.
there's another one coming up inside the bush.
Okay.
I'm sure that will be even more than the creaking the bush.
Exactly. And
We
you
are
guys have
working on it, yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, Vonnie, you're a great actor. You're great. You really play that role. And I really enjoy you acting that particular role. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So when the police release you now, when they release you, we gotta carry you.
Well, I'm saying here, we need to call it upon the government to come to my rescue, at least to help and free me.
So you want to rescue you from the bush?
We're not political here. Come on.
I like that.
So Grace, on behalf of the platform, Grace. Yes.
On behalf of the closing argument, we just want to say thank you so much for coming on. You and
So I
Frank.
just want to say thank you. All of you, I appreciate you, especially Frank and his wife. They got me on the market right now. So thanks so much. Good night.
Were you an actor before? Was he
Vonnie asking you.
Vonnie, were you ever an actor before?
Oh, he's gone.
Or he took the thing off his ear.
Oh, okay.
Frank, was Vonnie an actor
sorry,
before?
I'm
This is
here.
his first time acting? Is this Vonnie first time acting, Frank? Is this his first time? His first movie?
Oh,
we can't hear him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the question is.
Yes, it's his first time.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's a brilliant actor.
It's his very first time.
Oh wow.
Yes, it's his first time.
So quickly,
Grace, can go ahead.
You wanted to say something, Frank, before we tell you, say goodbye?
Frank, you got any parting words for us?
No, I think he probably got called to.
No, I just wanted to talk to you purposely. Thank you so much for that red. The red camera is what I need.
Yeah.
And thank you so much.
We have to work together. So what you do is just inbox me, because I don't know something wrong with my messenger, so I can't inbox people. But you inbox me, and I will send my number to you. And I want to deal with your wife as well. So I want to deal with it both of you together. So that red camera, we're gonna get that red camera. We're gonna make movies in Liberia. Thank you so much.
And Frank, before you go, one of your sister, her name is Makan Boyu Randall. Makan says she know you from Johansson, downtown Waterside. She said on next Saturday, we have a place called the High Table in Maryland. They will be showing your film, and every food that you sell, $5 from each of the plates will be purchased. Will go towards your project. So
Nice.
she says, "We let you know
That's good job,
that
Matara.
Aka Roundup will be showing the high film at the high table next weekend, and the table will donate $5 from each plate of food that is purchased that day as our contribution." And I can show you.
Mr. Chairman, are you projecting any idea like the closing argument will
really come
That's like, can you send our information or closing argument so we can come there and buy some?
You got nice gumbo too.
I can do that, but I also want to use this. I want to use this opportunity. There's an information out here that the team is sending to me, guys. Please allow me to share this with the public.
Okay.
I'm being asked to share this link. There's a link where you can go and make contribution, financial contribution.
You got more our faces then. Go again.
Please. Okay, let me move your faces up. All right. So the name is right there. The title, everything. Please go and make that donation. There's about 1,600 of us on here today. All right. If each one of us were to make $1 donation, I think that would be just enough. Now we're just talking about those in the back. We're not including those in the background who are watching and not on Facebook, YouTube, and other platforms like across Africa and all the other platforms. So if all of us were to contribute something, just $1 or $2 to this initiative, I'm pretty sure Frank and his entire team will be very much indeed appreciative of the fact that we are supporting the entire process. So please, guys, is it right there? I don't know if I need to zoom in so you can see the information more than it is right now, but I think it's perfect. Please do your best. Even $1 can make the bigger dance, I heard.
So again, if you next Saturday, if you contact Mark and Charlotte Randa, you can contact Kev. Kev is a member of the high table. So
Kev got the chairman of the board.
You can contact Kev. I mean, we all will be there next Saturday to support this initiative. And every food that will be sold on that day.
Grace, I will.
I hold it. This is not far from us. So
Grace, I will partner with you on the camera issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so good. So,
and Frank, by the way, Bennu was masterful. That young lady performed. She did really well. I'm not sure where you discovered her, but I think she was masterful in that film.
So
I think is Frank frozen? I think he's frozen. Oh no, he's not. Okay.
So he's frozen.
No, he's not. No, he's not. So yeah, I'll in general.
You know, we the New Progressive. We believe in
Man and George from the high table will all be there on Saturday to support this initiative. And I can tell you, the high table will come strong.
Marlene, send me the information, please. I got
definitely a lot of people go on the high table.
Yeah, okay. And Jackie, before Frank, we just want to announce that one of our New Progressive members from behind the scene just informed me that the New Progressive will adequately support the project.
The New Progressives.
Yes.
So Frank, rest assured you in good hands.
We will adequately support the process. By the end of the month, we will give our widow marks to Frank and the team. Particularly, we got something for. He just said to me, there's something special coming up for Pavani that will encourage his process moving forward. I mean,
and also I want to share that I will talk to the Lawani women, the Liberian Women Advocacy Network International concerning Riadi. The idea she played that role, as an abused child. We would like to do something for her, but I will discuss it with my team and then we'll let you know.
Thank you, Frank. I would love
Good job, man.
Good job. All welcome on the platform. Thank you so much.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Is he still on it?
Yeah, looks like you can take the leave the brother.
Okay. All right. Frank, while you're leaving us, let me just say one of those who actually fought in the back to make sure that you were on the closing argument, Eugenia, GW. Eugenia actually did everything possible. She woke me out of my sleep and everything to make sure that you were on here. So let's extend our gratitude to Eugenia for making sure that happened as well. Eugenia and Elton, they both did their best to make sure that you came on here today. So thank you guys so much for your contribution. We appreciate that.
The red camera is around $14,000, right?
It's around 14,000.
The red movie camera, I believe, is around that part. It's depending.
We can get that camera.
A lot of money.
We're
that would mean since you get around here, they can do it.
Well, we can do that.
And the guys are in there, bro. Since you
we're talking about the real six figures, though. The real six figures.
Where's that money?
Not any kind of six figures. All the real six figures.
Lofa.
By the way, they said mirror shop on fire tonight.
Peewee, while we're on the show, the executive mansion just announced that apparently, based on the pressure from everyone, the executive mansion is saying that they will formulate a committee to review all tenure-related issues and will advise the president accordingly.
Yeah.
I think I think all platforms should continue to party pressure, continue to talk about it, call them out.
Ben
Keita, yeah, we were on him today.
He said he's going to be on there. He said he's a member of it, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he expressed an opinion around the process.
Yeah.
Right? So,
he should not be allowed to form part of that.
That jumping in a legal case to interfere with that woman case.
Exactly. You know, but another thing unfolding, right? Aside from the repugnant view he brought out today, the issue about also the appointment to the IMO, there's something very important here. Currently, we got a problem with the IMO already with one of our former representatives. He's currently in jail in South Korea. And then we send in someone, again, I'm getting information that the IMO is going to reject Robert Pade about this. Yeah, this is serious information coming about the
But why are they going to reject him?
There's a video about him. There's a nasty sex talking about. Wow.
There's a nude video. There's
just no video about him that is
so in his defense, though, he was illegally recorded, though.
No, I mean, you see,
they would make that judgment. But yes, I put it up. I was notified of that too. They said yes, that is something that is coming up.
I don't want to go through the process of being illegal because you can hear him asking someone to do this. He gave it, right? But the bottom line is that
the thing is, he was illegally recorded. That's something he was unaware of.
No, but he was engaged. You were engaged.
No, but was it a personal page?
But yeah, that's not an issue. The IMO has got zero tolerance on this kind of issue. That's it. This is the second powerful international organization, second to the UN. Right?
So, Duke, I don't think the issue here is whether he knew of it or he consented. What they're saying is they have a zero tolerance policy. Zero tolerance.
Just like release a statement.
Yeah, but I think
they won't release a statement until he can be.
Once they come up,
they can receive.
They can address that. They can address that. But
go ahead.
The issue here is what they're saying and information that I'm getting. I don't get. You know, my cousin people, you got connection to the. How you got it? You know.
I also think the international.
Look, the thing is, I
thought Robert said it wasn't him on the video.
No, Ben, he cannot say
that. Liberia has a bad record. Liberia has a bad record. The last representative is in jail for almost 20-something years.
Ben, he's the one, right? So there's no.
I'm just stating the man's defense. His defense was that was not him on the team.
That was a weak defense at the time, and we also.
But let's wait. For me, I think let's wait and see what the IMO does. I mean, and at the end of the day, these things do have a way, sometimes of playing itself out. So we'll wait to see what happens. But it's good news that the executive mansion has decided that they will advise. And listen, I believe if I were to place my money on this, I think they will let the tenure officials stay in place. I think this committee is a way to kind of do a soft landing. I think because it's a very slippery slope when you start to go, especially I think the person who screwed it all up for the executive mansion today was Buju Ben Keita. When he came up with that press conference today, the way he addressed it, I think it kind of really hurt whatever case they may have had.
And he also said something that maybe because of time, I wanted for us to play, but maybe we don't have time.
Okay, sorry, Kev, but Duke wanted to say something.
No, I said, did they instruct him to even speak on that issue today?
Oh, but they did. You know why I think they did, Duke? Because
the cabinet did.
That's what I'm saying. Because when he was sitting there at the press conference. Mm-hmm. This was the weekly executive mansion press briefing.
Yes.
And if you see a high official of the president's cabinet, because legal advisor, he's on the cabinet, right? if he goes and addresses that, I think he was asked to speak on it, and I think he got overzealous.
Yes,
I think there is this point, look, and that's why I keep telling people. Sometimes some people don't know how to handle power, and I keep reminding them that you are dealing with a new dispensation in Liberia. This is not the 40s. This is not this is the social media age.
You're right.
What you say, he just said it a few hours ago. We're discussing it on a platform that is all around the world. Everybody's watching it. And as a result of that, he's put his foot in his mouth. He's put the president in a difficult position.
Well, but Chairman, even at that, I like you said, this is a different era. In the days you could have made that kind of statement and just
deny it.
Floor. But now I think he's actually exposed the office of the presidency to a lot of scrutiny. Because the first thing, when I heard it before that somebody stepped in, I didn't believe it. I didn't really. But now you're confirming the story now that somebody interfered. And even to me, the excuse given does not seem strong enough. And I wouldn't have even gone that far. Just let the thing ride, We
will pay people off. We may pay people off.
Yeah.
Look, it's a slippery slope. Tenure was initiated by the Unity Party. Like I said, this very president was the president of the Liberian Senate when they passed all these tenure positions. Now, you cannot come and freak with, just do it in a way where you just think you can do anything, right? To hell with it. We won an election, so nothing matters at this point. We're going to do what we have to do.
And Ben, I would just texting with Edwin Snow about a few minutes ago, and he was on another platform. He said, in no way they will entertain that.
Exactly.
No way.
They should not be entertained.
They said they will never confront those guys. No way they will confront those.
You see, he's acting like he's a justice minister.
You see, when I say something, people get upset. And I keep telling this.
Okay.
On the show, our chairman, Musa Belletin, made a confirmed statement that they were pushed not to have that budget pushed. I mean, go through. I woke up this morning or yesterday, the $40-something plus million was actually pushed. Keff, I'm only saying that the disappointment is just too much. It makes you weak. Yes, we should not allow these things to happen.
But listen, Duke, not only from Snow, I got it from so many senators who say they will stand their ground.
Guys, do you guys want us to play that video so people can...
Bushi Ben Keita is acting like he's a justice minister now.
You want to focus on the part he brought about this 5.1 issue of the code of conduct? Can you get that?
Lofa go in the back and do it, then we come back.
So there's no code of conduct.
And one of the reasons why, Ben, I'm saying here that we should shift the blame directly on the seat of the president and the cabinet, right? Because he said it was a cabinet decision today.
Yep.
Now they came out, and I don't want to take the legal advisor because he read from that cabinet decision.
Of course.
He mentioned the issue of 5.1 of the code of conduct. He sent a caveat there because you are really systematic. You are very chronological.
Yeah.
So the basis of the way he was chronological will prove to us that is not from him. It came from the president directly and the cabinet of that. That is unfortunate. We need to respect these people and let them. They got contract. Article 25 of our Constitution.
I think he's trying to find that clip.
He's a lawyer.
Article 25 of the Constitution of Liberia is very clear in respecting contract in our country. We agree. 56A of the Constitution gave the president the powers to a point. But if you got people in a contract position, we need to respect those. I mean,
they do.
We need to do that.
They do.
Maybe any other person, we have to respect them.
Are there ways in which, within the confines of the law, that they can actually end, the positions for those individuals?
Well, yeah.
I've seen that a lot of what I've seen so far is this argument that some of these people, why in tenure position engage in active politics is that a violation of the law?
That would be legally. That is a violation of the law.
Legally, but
legally, to walk that particular line, though.
Yeah, but this is the problem with that, Duke. He's relying that also on the code of conduct, right? But the code of conduct don't have an ombudsman.
Okay.
It's like you saying you are going to investigate a crime without a police.
Yes.
You can't do that. So what they need to do, and successive administration has failed to appoint an ombudsman. The Constitution is clear on how the code of conduct can be enforced, on who polices the code of conduct, and that squarely falls on the ombudsman. You cannot hold anybody responsible for the negligence of the presidency, not just this one, the past two ones. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and George Weah refused to appoint an ombudsman. And so even the Supreme Court, in their opinion, when it came to the code of conduct, that was one of the things they highlighted.
Yeah.
How are you holding people responsible for something that, okay, so who's supposed to do this enforcement? Who's supposed to do this enforcement?
It's the ombudsman. It's not a court.
Ombudsman. And laws are not retroactive.
Yeah, and the very code of conduct, that he quoted to the 5.1, he just quoted 5.1, and he left. What he did, he left out 9.9. That also says for the establishment of this and the enforcement mechanism is being done by the ombudsman and his team. It's a court of officer. It's not. It's
the office of the ombudsman. Yes, it's called the office of the ombudsman.
Yes, and that's not.
So it's like, look, this is look. Some of these people got less than 2 years on their tenure. First of all, this notion that you will pay people off is a waste of taxpayers' dollars, because what you are saying, you're going to be paying people off for work that they did not do. If you're going to be paying people off, say LTA, the commissioners of LTA got 2.5 years left.
Ben, can I ask you before you continue? The paying off that is technically they will not pay nobody. They will use 5.1 on the campaign process he brought out to erase everybody up basically. Because everybody wrote some campaign material during the campaign for all sides.
But Pee-wee, there was a point where he said some may get paid, some may not.
Who is he?
So the issue here also, if we're going by his logic, right, guys? If we're going by his logic, right? First of all, if you even pay Lofa Julius, if you say first of all, you're removing Lofa Julius from LTA, right? Not because he's not doing a good job, not because he's not doing his job, though. You're moving him because you want to replace him with a partisan.
Yeah.
So you're putting that burden on the state because you want to fulfill your political appetite. You feel it putting that burden on the state to give Lofa money that he will not work for. Just because you deciding that this is what I want to do, I'm going to pay Lofa off, right? Then I'm going to bring in Ben Sanvee, who, by the way, will still be getting paid too. So do you understand the severity of what we're dealing with here? And also with a government that is crying that they don't have resources. They're crying for resources. Let the people stay in their positions. Let them go carry out their functions. If for whatever reason you feel that they cannot perform that duty, because he was talking based on the pleasure of the president. The reason tenure positions are in place is to protect those institutions from presidential and political influencing. That is the fundamental reason why we have tenure. And you know who put it in place? Unity Party put it in place. There was nothing called tenure under Charles Taylor. There was nothing called tenure under Samuel Doe. There was nothing called tenure under William Arrow Talbot. Unity Party put it in place. When George Weah tried to get rid of tenure, it was Unity Party that raised the flag. That George Weah was trying to be a dictator because he wanted to put all his people in place, and George Weah stood down. So Joe Burker will stand down too.
And in the very law, there are options in the law now to get them off. Now, if you believe they are not performing well, there's something in all of the tenure laws called malfeasance and non-feasance. So if they are not performing adequately or some malfeasance, the non-feasance aspect is incompetence. The malfeasance is corruptibility and the rest of that. You can invoke that in the law and get them removed, but to just arbitrarily remove them, I think
I'm just happy that we got some senators there who are open-minded and I'm happy. I like the news about Senator Snow, Keff, Senator McGill, all these people. I'm happy that they are saying these things. They are happy they are standing up.
They hope they stay up.
Listen to me. Please let allow other people with credible faces to take on this issue.
At least they're talking. At least you're talking. And
But the
Number
thing
two is
is,
a senator. Forget that one.
You know, come on,
Like it or not, the man a senator.
man, you know, man, come on, man, come on, man.
He's a senator.
do you know there's some people who are playing games? They go to the president quietly and saying things different. They come to the on the radio station and say different things.
Tamale, who are some of these people? Zilon, some of them.
They
don't know what Tamale scared to say his name.
I can't trust the Liberian Senate people on the kind of matter. It happened before.
I was going to say
the former Auditor General thing came about, right?
I was going to ask
these two at the time who said Raul Kebe was incompetent to be Auditor General of Liberia. They told the Liberian eventually they were confirmed. So now I don't go about that. I would be surprised.
On the show, we had Chairman Musa Belate was very strong against what was presented as some sort of budgetary relief for the month of February, and we discussed on the show that the inaccuracies and how it doesn't represent the government and the level of professionalism, and that he was going to fight for it. He did,
but I mean, man, he did. He did not vote for it. He did.
No. You don't get this. I'm saying there are people who are taking all the necessary steps to hold the account, but you come back to this particular legislative body continues to have his way because there's people in the majority who support all of the wrongs.
I can tell you.
Duke, here's the thing, though. Duke, we cannot discredit the fact that someone is standing up.
Duke, you're missing my point.
Duke, let me
let's talk one at a time.
No. Y'all get Grace involved, please.
Yeah, but Lofa, hold on 1 second. I am not saying I am not saying Musa Belate is the problem here.
No,
I am saying that people who are standing up, but we have a rotten legislative body. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. Why it is true that we have a rotten legislative body, but at least individuals.
Musa voted against it.
Let me say this.
But you don't vote against it too.
That's what I'm saying. I am siding with his frustration because of what he wrote.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There are people who are fighting for before.
I think Delion and Nathaniel McGill voted against it.
Let me say this.
I'm just telling y'all who all voted against it. Y'all talking about people who voted against it.
Let me come in here on the tenure stuff. Let me say this. Those folks who are in tenure position, if they turn fool and say they're leaving, the government will manipulate the court. They will not get a darn thing. I can tell you that. They will manipulate the court. They will not get a darn thing.
No, we can't say they will manipulate the court, Peabody. We can't.
The justice system.
I don't want to think.
Yeah, we can't say they will manipulate the court.
All the justice system is so corrupt.
No, Peabody, we can't. No, Peabody. We're on the platform. We can't cast aspiration. I'm not your opinion. What I'm saying.
How I feel.
Peabody. We cannot cast aspiration on the entire justice system. Yeah. This very justice system.
We know that.
Okay, but we're not. This very justice system, Peabody, right, have rendered some landmark judgments in certain cases. We have to also infuse some confidence into our system, right? Because whether we like it or not, that system is the final recourse that anybody in the Republic of Liberia have. So we cannot say that, outrightly that they will influence it. What I do believe, though, the line I would take from where you think you're going is if they come to an agreement and they say they will pay you off, you better have your check cash before you leave.
I want to hear that, guys. What if Bushman Keita? Yeah, please play a few minutes of what he said.
Yeah, 5.1 other thing. But again, if the government want you can
hear him.
All right.
This dude.
The radical man.
So open the club. What's that?
He too hot. He need to calm down. He too hot.
Which is a young man, but I know that hard time got him old. What?
Yeah, your spare system is under here. Your general.
I don't think we're hearing it. So.
There's no. I think there's no. Can you amplify a little bit? There's no sound.
Yeah, there's no sound.
Hey,
But
no
I
sound.
mean,
I think we all listen today, but
There is sound on here. You guys can hear it?
no, nobody can hear.
You still can hear it?
No,
not.
It's okay. I mean, I think everybody got a context of what he said earlier today.
Okay.
I mean, he was acting like he was acting like he was the king of Liberia, where he thinks no law, no.
I'm calling on President Baga to withdraw this guy. He mislead the president.
Let's take it from my mouth because
President got goofy.
Something today,
mislead the president.
Today, I think they should
should
recall
not
him.
be advisor.
He actually interfere in the justice ministry. On a case.
They're not calling.
Even the Julie Andy case.
If we have time, let's play Julie Andy tape. I call it.
Yeah, he overstepping the boundary right now. Acting like
He picked up the telephone and called.
What he did on that Julie Andy case, he should be recalled.
Yeah.
He
How do you pick up the phone and call the judge and say you know about the table mounting, and then you double down on it when they ask you a question today?
Not your place.
But that's not your place. It is the judge that should have made that determination to say, Julie, you don't have no standing because there's a table mounting declaration. Not Buju Ben Keita picking your phone from the mansion. Those days are gone. Why you think you can pick up the telephone in the mansion and you call a justice and people will not talk about it?
Yeah, guys, we got 20 more minutes. So we got quickly. Our usual thing. What on your mind?
I will go quickly and stuff.
What on your mind? What on your mind? Let's quickly.
Yeah,
dude, let's start it, lady, bro. Let's start that good, lady. Let her go for it, bro. Dude.
Why you constant? Frank Atu just show the beauty of a man,
right? Okay, you know what? That's a good point. I give up.
Progressive people. I understand society has been built on this way, but we're in the new. It doesn't mean
you know what? That's fair. You know what? That's
integrate.
The moderator already acknowledged. Dude, go ahead. You got a point.
I mean, there's nothing wrong. I want to say this point. The last point that I made about this particular issue and made reference of Chairman Wu's ability is actually not a bad thing. What I was trying to highlight is that this man is so passionate about reform. He supported our arguments, right? And yes, there are still people in the legislative branch who looked at people like Musa ability and say your concerns we don't have any value for. This speaks trouble, right? And we need to start looking at these things because it is important. It was wrong to approve that, $40+ million because there are a lot of questionable things within that budget. If you start on this particular foundation, if you start making these kind of early errors, it doesn't set the right tone and it does not separate you from what you've been critical of. That was my concern, and I hope it's something. And that's what I think Peabody said something here too. Ben, I mean, I'm sorry, you got a lot of faith in the justice system and in our lawmakers, but I've lost hope. I mean, this is a cry for help. I've lost hope.
Have you lost hope in the president?
I've lost hope in every other thing. What are you talking about? I've lost hope.
Have you lost hope in the president?
Yeah, the president said about that.
So what I'm saying here is that look, we have these things to create check and balances in government. That's basic governance. And it seems that nobody's doing their job to hold others accountable. That's my point. It's not about the president. We'll have to meet this weekend or something.
You call me something that you said.
Let me say.
They start up boys. I already started up in North Carolina.
Let me say this here. I have nothing against the Unity Party, and I will speak freely, like I said. One more thing, Tomalin, I think you said we should speak about something here. There's something we missed here today, and that's something that pissed me off. And Mr. President, if you're listening, please, people, we did not appoint these people to come back with the same old failed strategies that got us here. Mo Ali, we don't need your Facebook page to be, a page that you can go and start denigrating customers who are owing government. I think it's unprofessional, it's disrespectful, it doesn't show any level of courtesy. And for you in that position, that was not the right thing to do. We can't be doing that. If people owe debts, I understand the importance of recouping those assets or those balances, but it has to be done in an effective way. That's why you are hired, to be able to come with
Everybody
critical
grandstanding.
thought process.
Everybody, they're grandstanding.
Come on, man. That's
All
that's
wrong comment on Facebook.
Pee-wee, what's on your mind, Pee-wee? What's on your mind, Pee-wee?
Basically, what's been on my mind.
Everybody grandstanding. That's all.
I believe in, and I've interacted in the international cycle for some time now, and I believe that we always need to. The fact that we're part of the Committee of Nations, we should respect that line, and we do a very wonderful job in the Committee of Nations. I will speak directly to the President, Mr. President. I just want to send a very wonderful good evening to you and say to you that a lot of things, this code of conduct, those that are in tenure position, Mr. President, we know very clearly the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia gives you that wonderful powers to exercise Article 56A. We understand that. But though the Constitution also, Mr. President, Article 25, talk about the process of respecting contracts and the rest of that. Mr. President, I want to speak to you directly to allow most of the Irish, we don't have most of them got 2 years left. The rest of them less than 2 years, and what have you to get out of those positions. If you believe in your mind, and I would think that way also, that any other person that would not want to serve in terms of the competence or trying to sabotage, that is sufficient reason according to those acts. But to just come and arbitrarily remove it, I think that would be that is tantamount to the abrogation of the Constitution of Liberia also, that we tend to want to respect from Article 56A aspect. We need to respect 25. The next thing on my mind, Mr. President, quickly, is this issue about the IMO. The International Maritime Organization is one of the premier international institutions, second to the United Nations, Mr. President, to send individuals. Remember, we do have our brother and friend, Mr. Moses Owen Brother, is currently languishing in prison in South Korea. And we got information that he was declared, after any other thing, person non grata now at the level of the IMO. Please, Mr. President, withdraw this nomination before we get embarrassed in the future when we shall have retained, send the Abroman back to the IMO and that Abroman is rejected. We don't want the Abroman to be rejected. We want you to recall him now. Probably we can do some other thing in our Liberian way. But there's a serious international organization, Mr. President. So that's what on my mind this evening, gentlemen. And I hope that we'll face Liberia, we'll talk Liberia, we'll project Liberia, we will all move. We, the neo-progressive, it's a basic line of neo-progressivism. It's important that we protect our country and we project the mass of Liberia. Have a wonderful evening, guys, and thank you for having me to this.
Keff, what's on your mind, Keff?
What's on my mind? The Liberia that you guys knew for the past 6 years is no more. No more. The Liberia that you guys knew for the past 6 years is no more.
What happened to it?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened to it. No, seriously, Pee-wee, let me tell you what happened to you. That's a good question. Let me tell you what happened to today. The last 6 years, you never, ever witnessed the legal advisor calling the Justice Ministry, telling them to drop a case, calling the court, telling them to drop a case. Never happened. Never happened. And he had a press conference and boast about it and say, yes, I did this. Never happened in the last government. You know what I would do? That the only people who get right in Liberia, you have to have affiliation with this government. A Liberian citizen, Julie Andy, will never get right in Liberia because Prophet Keys support the government. Hey, and he boasts about it today. He said he supported us. He supported us. That's not the Liberia. You never saw that the past 6 years. They have issue with tenure position in the last 6 years. But the court The court made a decision for one, and that person went back to work from lottery, went back to work. No objection, no noise, nothing. But the legal advisor today is rendering opinion that the Supreme Court, Ben, that the Supreme Court is supposed to make that render that opinion. But the legal advisor rendered that opinion. Never happened in the last 6 years. Anybody can argue that. You can come and argue with your mindset. Said, thank God, my brother Duke in that come to Jesus moment. Thank God.
No,
because I've been waiting. Remember, you tell your own now. Let me finish talking my own. Thank God. I've been waiting and praying for Duke because I know Duke position. But thank God. You see, if you are a Christian and you backslide, possibility to come back is great. I knew my brother backslide. I know him. He backslide, but he coming back. So it's always good to come back. A lot of people backslide, but always good to come back. So let me say this.
Kev, you said something about Sylvester?
No, not you. I say.
Oh, okay.
I see my brother Duke. I see
10 more minutes, guys. 10 more minutes.
Yeah, I see my brother Duke and do in our come to Jesus moment. So I thank God. I thank God for that. So let me end by saying this: the Liberia that you knew for the past 6 years is no more. Things going bad. And what the legal advisor said today is the voice of the president. Because if it was not the voice of the president, they will be condemning it by now, immediately. They'll be condemning it. The reason why they're not condemning it, because that's the voice of the president. And some of us, Ben know, Tommy know, Peabody know. We know that what he's saying today, they said it in the last meeting they had. What he's saying today. So we know.
Chairman, what on your mind, Chairman?
Listen, what's on my mind? We're in for some interesting times. I am not going to lose hope. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I think governments they tend to test the pulse, and they try to do these things. My message is simple. The executive mansion needs to know that she's governing a country in the 21st century. That this is no longer, where you just jump out and you say something and you think everybody's just gonna go in the corner. Ooh, the mansion and talk. So everything finished. That's not happening no more. It's not gonna happen. So and I know a lot of people say, oh, that we don't have confidence in the legislature. So what are people are grandstanding, or they're not? They're doing it because they're listening to public pressure. It's a reaction. It's not just happening because they want it to happen. It's a reaction to the radio talk shows, the platforms like this, the fact that people are posting on it, people are talking about it, the fact that the Unity Party will come to power and try to flout our laws and disregard the system and processes that are in place. They're not perfect. I'm all for reviewing this whole tenure thing. I'm all for it. I think there are some positions that are tenured that should not be tenured. But guess what? Until we do that, it is the law. You cannot pick what is right in the law and what is wrong based on your acceptance or based on your feelings, right? When I heard the legal advisor say today, nobody's gonna be here. We're not gonna be caged, or we're not gonna be what the word he used, we're not gonna be held down by tenure. If the president don't have any confidence in you, or if you don't have the pleasure of the president, we will remove you. And he was very clear, pointing his finger. Let the message go forth. Let the message go forth. I mean, I asked earlier, maybe he think this is not the Accra Akosombo Peace Accord. This is not Ulimo K versus Ulimo J or MPF. No.
I like that, Ben.
Ben, I'm sorry, Ben, can I ask you a quick question? What rebel faction was he a part of?
Ulimo K.
You know, right? So this is a democratic dispensation where the power of the people, like Grayson always say, right? Yeah, he was the advisor to Alaji Bushman Keita. You know,
really?
So this is not a situation where we got an interim transitional government where you can go, you're sitting in Accra,
Where did he get his law degree from?
you know, and you decide that we will impose on the people what we want to impose on the people. No.
School of Nursing.
This government was brought into power by the people's vote. And so you must understand that when the people are agitating, and then
where did that guy his law degree from?
You know,
the School of Nursing.
Amen. I beg you. Let me finish by I beg you. Right? So when the people start to agitate, or when they raise an issue, the presidency will listen. So I'm glad that the president has decided to set up this panel. If you were to ask me, I think this is a soft landing for the executive mansion. They've hit a brick wall. They've realized that this is not something they can push. I think the leadership of the legislature has communicated it to the president, and I think they're trying to find a safe landing, which is fine, which is always happening in governance. My only thing is that let the right thing be done. Let the people stay where they are. Appoint the office of the ombudsman. Let that ombudsman start to enforce the code of conduct, by the way, on your government, Mr. President. So that means your vice president cannot travel on a private jet. You can't be receiving gifts. You can't be, there's all these things about the code of conduct that will have to come into force. Do those things, and we will have a situation where.
And the FPRC money director cannot be, quickly, the FPRC money director cannot be FPRC boss, state secretary general of the political party.
That's a violation of the code of conduct. That is a violation of the code of conduct.
That's a violation of the code of conduct.
That is a violation of the code of
conduct. Let me say this. Wrong and wrong. You cannot be establishing a committee to look at the tenure position when you were there. It will organize on you. You were president of the Senate. You agreed for it to happen. Then now, it's bad now that you can set a committee. I think that it's a contract. They're contradicting themselves here, because this is something that Joe Barker sat on her and knew that it was formed, and it was the right thing to do at the time. Now, because he's president and because he wants to satisfy his partisan, he want to remove those people from there and say he's setting up a committee. I think he's contradicting himself, and it's nonsense to do things like this. He knows better. I think Buchi Ben Keita is not the justice minister. He should not be involved in these things. He should go there and advise the president that this is the wrong thing to do. Waka was president of the Senate when the whole turn thing came about, and he was one of those who signed up on it. So why is he not coming up and say he's setting our committee? He's just trying to confuse the Liberian people. That's all they're trying to do. No committee will do anything. This thing will organize the right thing to do. So stop contradicting yourself. I think it's wrong, and we should not be endorsing that.
What's on your mind?
Okay, so can you let me speak now?
Speak.
Nobody's stopping you.
Thank you.
I get my grace, you. Go ahead, Grace.
What's on my mind? You know, Liberian people, they said they were yearning for change. They were yearning, and the thing is that how can you have change when you have only two-party system? Like you are introducing yourself to a two-party system. That's how Liberia is now. CDC or UP, and they recycle the politicians over and over again. How can change come to the country like this? There will be no change. So that's the reason why when you say you want to vote for change, you have to make sure you vote for real change. And that's what happened with the last elections that we had. The Bushi Ben Keita man, he's like a dictator. And it is brewing just like coffee right in our faces right now, that we see him detecting the things in Liberia, and he's standing strong like we're in a war situation. And it's going to kill the core of our country democracy. And that's the reason why he needs to be stopped. This president maybe need to reassign him. Maybe they need to send him back to the bushes to go fight war. Because what he's bringing now is the power is inherent in the people. The people voted Bwaka into power. What the people want, that's what Bwaka is supposed to do. what the Constitution says, that's what he's supposed to do. As I said before, let me reiterate, for you to remove somebody from a tenure position, it has to be under extraordinary circumstances. You cannot just remove the person and then you pay them off and bring another person and pay them. That's a waste of the country's money that could be going to the people in the society. So many other things need to be done in Liberia. So if you do that, you take away from the citizens of Liberia. And I would just say that empowering our growing sector, we need to empower the different sectors for the sectors to be able to grow. Look what our friend was saying to us today. It just touched my heart that so many people out there have so many other talents that they can showcase. How can we showcase the culture of Liberia, our heritage? But because everybody is so focused, the government itself is so focused on politics and how to be corrupt and how to steal money, and they take away from the other sectors that we could enrich our entertainment sector. The people are so talented, the musicians, the actor, the actresses. Look how Vani and Wiade played that role in that movie. Those people are first-time actresses, and they play it so well. So we need to now start to focus. The government needs to start that. The copyright law issues that are over the country that cannot be removed, because as soon as they get to court, then something just happened there. The man told us they gave him $20-something thousand. He refused. But before he looked, some raid came from the Justice Ministry and they just shut it down. Something about this justice, the judicial system is killing the country to the core. I don't know why cases are not really properly solved when they get to that place, because the executive always are part of the decision making in that body, and it's killing our country. That's why Bushi Ben Keita could just call the judge and say, dismiss that case, and the case was dismissed. Or citizen of Liberia took her case, and not even an ordinary citizen, but even if it were an ordinary citizen, somebody who has served the country to that length, took a case, and you just dismiss it. So just imagine what the ordinary citizens of Liberia are going through. That some of their cases cannot be even, it don't even reach to the bench, because you never even listen to the woman or the accusation on the individual. You did not listen to the proof that she had video, she had her evidence to come and show nothing. You dismiss the case and you put your hand in your pocket, and your thing Liberia is in military rule. Liberia is not in military rule. President Bwaka, you need to give the people what you promised. And then it means that you ran your campaign on deceit. You lied to us. You lied to us. This is not a rescue our people were expecting. Y'all need to change things. And we are looking at y'all, and that's how we'll use our pen, and we will continue to write against your government if y'all continue to do this. The government has not even reached 100 days yet. And look at all these things. It means that you have filled your 100 days. Because with the days that left to be 100, there's nothing extra you would do that would bring anything to the satisfaction of the Liberian people that voted you into power. And that's just so sad for us to see. Because although some of us knew that you were not going to be able to carry this mantle, we knew that you were not in the right, age and whatsoever else thing. Because I don't think an older man should be leading Liberia at this point in time. I have nothing against old people, but I feel that at a certain age, you're supposed to be retired. And I hope that the legislature there and the people who write the law should be able to put something in the law to give a certain age limit for a person to be president of Liberia, because we need somebody who energetic and can speak for themselves and able to make rational decisions for the country. This is not what we are seeing right now. We are so sad to watch this, and we hope President Bwaka can make a change and do something better, because Duke didn't suffer on this platform, and all the other platforms they went on to tell the Liberian people to vote for them. Thank you.
No. Well, so let me see this.
Can I go? I'm yet to speak.
I can't leave because
I'm yet to speak. So
you have two people.
You can never let me talk.
You women, Next time.
So,
Yes. I see. I get what you're doing here. Okay? I get what you're doing.
Am I not going to talk?
It's not going to fall through. I get what you're doing.
Bro, I got to talk, though. I got to talk. I'm here to talk.
Lofa, you are protected.
Lofa,
you co-host.
Why are you going to waste your time to me because we have a handshake deal in the back?
No, I got something
Listen
very
to me.
important to say, bro.
Listen.
I'm not going to be too long. I'm not going to be too long.
Man. You're missing out on something.
Put on that picture.
Battle system going on here.
Okay, tomorrow.
No, and I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. We're going to share this together.
Tomorrow have a special show tomorrow. For the first time, the first cabinet minister will appear on our show tomorrow. The Minister of Commerce will be our guest tomorrow. Minister Honorable Amin Moda will be our guest tomorrow. He'll talk about his 100-day deliverables. Talk about the
I'm looking at on the picture. What are you looking at?
Liberalization policy. He want to empower.
The man looking at Liberian board and say the rest from
Y'all let the moderator please land, please.
So, I mean, come here to tell us what the Commerce Minister will be doing for Liberian businesses, how you empower them, you give them, ensure that Liberians are doing the business that the laws that you do. Now foreigner Lebanese people, now of the foreigner be selling water.
Me again.
Something selling other stuff. It won't happen. So tomorrow, please tune in. The closing argument will be alive for the Minister of Commerce and Industry of the new government, Honorable Amin Moda. So guys,
let me just close on this note, right? First of all, and
before you close, there's a man under the closing argument thing here. He insulting. Somebody just sent me his son. He insulted.
Don't worry, he's gone. Don't worry, he's gone.
Is he going to? Thank you. And yeah, so I know there are some of them under the Across Africa page as well, because we have the podcast going on several other pages. I will deal with that part. Again, Across Africa, we don't believe in too much numbers. So whether 2 or 3 of them, we block them if you're rude. But let me say this. First of all, I want to thank Frank Atus for his work, man. Thank you. Thank you for, again, doing your part to put Liberia on the map. And thanks to every Liberian who's contributing to the cause, all right? Because as we all know, it's not easy. I also want to use this opportunity to thank Eugenia for, Eugenia, Lofa Baby, and Patient, for pushing in to make sure that this is highlighted over here, and others who were part of the process as well. Huh?
You got a baby? You said Lofa.
I said Lofa. No, come on, man. That's her name. That's you for the see.
They got Lofa Julius, so they got Julius, they got Lofa Baby. So they got, yeah.
You see, they don't know what he's doing. Don't know exactly what he's doing. But anyway, in addition to that, in addition to that, let me just say, let me say this.
I would do it. You go from our going in bars and do it.
Thank you. No, Tamlin. I was going to deal with that. But in addition to that, guys, if you're not aware, there's a young lady who is a part of the Guinness World Record Marathon. And thanks to Senator Chelsea P. Norris, who brought this to my attention and asked that we highlight this. She's a part of this marathon to make the Guinness World Record for cooking 6 days in a row and nothing else but Liberian food. So we are all with her, hoping that she actually make the Guinness World Record and people will be tasting Liberian food. This is bringing Liberia to the rest of the world. And I'm very glad that she's doing this. I really wish that I was somewhere close to where she lives there so I can taste everything she cooked. Hopefully it got Peabody in it. And it must have Peabody in it. If it's not, then that Guinness World Record cancer. But with that said, to Mr. Keita, we are no longer in the days of the barrels, where we're no longer using the guns. We are far beyond that point. So we hope that you will understand these things and bring yourself to reality. It is unbelievable that a man who served in the ULIMO and served not only as a regular armed carrier, but decision maker, to come and think that he can hold our civil and constitutional right hostage because he held the gun and he felt like he's within close proximity to the president today. We would not keep quiet. And I hope that after today's conversation, Honorable Boykai, President Boykai, Uncle Boykai, you will do due diligence and hopefully find this man somewhere else to go. Hopefully you can appoint him to somewhere in Lofa County or Guinea to be a superintendent. Thank you.
Why he can't go to Keff country, Sierra Leone?
Okay, well, if that is okay, we can go there too.
Wrap up now. We gotta go.
Guys, look, it'll be a great time talking to you guys, man. Tomorrow, who can join? Let me the commerce minister. Let give him let engage him and let make the
What
day.
time tomorrow?
Maybe we're doing 3:30 tomorrow time, yeah.
Yeah, good, great opportunity.
We may, and let me just announce it. We may have the sports.
Somebody wants to say something. Go ahead.
Look, guys, listen. Tomalin, Lofa Julius. Look, guys, this is gone low. I'm sorry.
You need to lower his monitor behind him.
Yeah, we can.
Lower your monitor.
Whatever he's listening to, let him lower it.
Go ahead and hurry up.
I stop it.
Yeah.
So I try to join you guys at all costs, but the link the studio sent to me can't work. Every time I click on it, give me the 404 error. I mean, but that's on my mind. I know you guys are trying to give a to the government. I don't agree with your interpretation. Bujubi Ben Keita basically stood there today. He said the cabinet has met and made a decision. He didn't say he was not interpreting the law. He said the cabinet. So if based on the public pressure, the cabinet wants to reverse, the cabinet should take an action. If it is Bujubi Ben Keita, legal opinion, Joe Parker should be leaving off his position to show that you are misrepresenting my government. But this was a cabinet decision, an error that went to the public, and maybe they're trying to react. So I want to just point this out quickly. Let us not say
good.
And let me just say,
but we said this. I said it. He's talking about the cabinet.
I will work on.
You say last thing. Hurry up, guys.
Last thing, one thing quickly. There is an author, and I'll share this with you guys. He's called John Gunter. He was an American explorer. He visited Liberia in the 1940s. He wrote a book. I bought that book before, but recently I had to reorder it. There's a line in the book I will give you. He said, Liberia itself is sui generis, meaning unique. He said, I could use any of several adjectives about it. He said, odd, wacky, phenomenal, or even weird. He said that, but when you talk about corruption in the 40s, and you look at what's happening in Liberia today, we say Liberia has not changed, and Liberians have not changed, and Liberians have not learned. So we are actually living a life that we live all along. It would take an extraordinary leadership with courage to change Liberia. I don't think it's going to be under this corrupt United Party government. That's all on my mind.
Wow.
And that's why we need a change. We don't need a United Party CDC.
Grace, who you supported at the last election?
Dr. Clarence Kweye Moniba Lanu.
I supported Alexander Cummings, right? I did, and on this platform, I made arguments, and the Liberian people decided to go in the best direction possible. I just wanted to correct that, right? Number two, y'all stop lowballing me on this show. I know Keff Hassan does not like my tone. Kev wants me off this show, my people. Let me just put it out there. Kev does not like the fact, and you know what? I'm not going to call him, but somebody told me this. When Kev and yourself are not agreeing on the same thing, it becomes a problem, right? In no way did I mean anything negative to nobody here, and I will say this. I've always been critical, and I'll continue to be critical. Kev should learn from me. Because Kev sat on the show, and everything that George Weah did, he was wrong. The only person that I would give credit to, even though he was a strong supporter of George Weah, that will admit to errors that his government made would be Peabody. Peabody will cite instances wherein he will admit to errors that his government made. But Kev was a stooge of George Weah. So don't get me wrong. I support the president. I hope he succeeds. But listen, we're not mumu. If the errors here were criticized, I don't need government job. Let me tell you here today, because somebody else said, "Do you want to?" I don't need government job. I don't.
You guys still speaking?
Kev now you have to defend himself. So.
You know, I don't. Because my mouth too sharp, man. Your people in Liberia, you're less straight people. I want nobody carry me behind the bush. Leave it alone.
Thank you, guys.
Anyway, the closing argument, this play, everybody is free. Nobody is censored. So everybody is free. You're diverse. You can express yourself, So you do be part of us.
Do got real 6 figures. Trust me.
Just set me up. I'm begging you. Just set me up.
I saw him when Labro 4 times.
Do 6 figure and do 6 figure and
I'm Baple 6 figure.
No. I don't think the Liberian government can afford.
I like it. I like it. Ben is trying to play instigator here, but it's okay.
I don't think the Liberian government can help
The fake
do.
instigator, the fake 6 figures are gonna come for you.
No, but congratulations to our brother. They successfully arrested the first group of drug dealers. I think they collected 3 bags of.
I beg you, man, Duke, leave people.
Please. The real people that are bringing the drugs in the country, they're not going to arrest them.
Every criminal when arrested, he owed
Can you please show the picture of the drugs that the people arrested?
The man be a mechanic all these years old. And the man who he arrested, he said, I beat my ball. But anyway, okay.
and do want to come out here to celebrate that. No, we're not celebrate that.
No. Listen to me. No, fine. Don't blame me, yo. We're celebrating our brothers with the 6 figures who went and conducted a drug bust in Liberia. We got to laud the effort.
So, listen, my question to you now, Duke and Julius, you live in 6 figures to go to 2,500 every night. I mean, you have that?
Well, think about how much you get from every drug bust.
Oh, okay. So there's a motive.
Kev, we need to bring Hippo Gino here with Morovia. I'm telling you, man, we're talking about
seriously.
Like, but we need those gentlemen here.
While we're doing it, please do not forget to visit the Cash app.
Good night.
Yes.
Good night.
Yeah.
Happy
Good night, guys. Thank you. Ben, thanks for setting me up. Good night.
We're working on bringing the sports.
Somebody, we need to talk, please. I got some
information for you. Let me up the weekend. I'll hit you up.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I like no, not because he knew I'm about to call you up. As he knew I'm about to call you up, so
you come and tell the minister, Pee-wee.
Okay, I will do that.
Come in and make sure you do the needful. Thank you. Well, I get Henry now. Let Henry can close the show.
Henry left already. You're not with that.
Yeah.
But I'll close the show. He left already. But
all right.
It was a great opportunity to be on here tonight, folks. We want to thank all of you for following the platform, whether you're following from across Africa, Truth FM, and all the platforms that are carrying it, Facebook, YouTube. We want to say thanks to all of you guys for being a part of today's conversation. We saw something that we have not seen before, and we are grateful that all of us, most of us on here, appreciated that. And my sincere thanks and appreciation to all of you guys who put in extra work, to make sure that our brother Artus was able to appear on here, and he shared with us what was in his mind at the time when the entire movie was being made and everything else. But we are grateful to all of you guys, to the radio station back home, the young man Henry, and other supporters who continue to stay up late to make sure that we are able to air this program. Talk Liberia. The closing argument. We appreciate your sacrifice, all of you in the background, especially to our board of advisors, Gwen, Lofa Babe, my brother. I mean, all of you. Sorry, I started naming people. There are a lot of you guys who are advising from the back every day. You don't relent. You come out, you criticize the team, you give us objective, inputs. We appreciate that. Continue to do that. And that's part of the reason why you have yourselves together and you're doing just what we expect of you guys. So we are very grateful. Continue to bring the information, continue to criticize us, and be constructive in the criticism like you have always been, so that we can do it in the best interest of Mama Liberia. Until we meet again, we should be, tomorrow, and in here with the Commerce Minister. We want to say thanks to all of you for being a part of today's conversation. We say have yourselves a good night, and we are out. Peace. The 6 figure people, they're not here. Y'all live.